Well, I mean, that was very nicely timed. A song ending. We have a new song that's playing, and we are live right now. It is.
Sounds like we are.
Yeah. It is Tech Talk Thursdays for September 5th, 2024. It's the anniversary month. Celebrating what, 4 years?
Nearly.
4 years of podcast excellence. No, I'm sorry. Podcast mediocrity.
Thank you.
Of course, I've joined this week and I am Marcus Major Linux Summers, twitch.tv/Major Linux. And I am joined this week and every week by Kevy Kev. It's your boy Kev in the building.
What's good, everybody?
And of course, we are joined by the Sunflower Sovereign. Cinziak is in the building.
Greetings, salutations, and we have our first podcast of the month shirt in effect. This is if you see me wearing this shirt, it's the first Thursday of the month.
It's the first Thursday. No, that doesn't roll off the tongue as easily. It's the first.
No, it does not. No, it does not.
Yeah, see, I thought about wearing the shirt I had on today, but it's like it's too bright. It was too bright, and like I don't know. There have been sometimes where I have worn like the muscle shirt. I may have worn my Carolina Panther shirt, but I cannot wear the red shirt. It is too bright. It is too powerful for the stream. So I had to change. Also, it was just really sweaty. I've been outside like a good portion of the day. It was just sweaty, nasty. What's going on? Hello, friends and comrade Ruin Merge. How are y'all doing today?
Greetings and salutations to all of you.
Indeed. To our friends and their comrades. Not sure why I tried a Russian accent there. It was terrible. Shouldn't have done that.
You want to know what? There is, funny enough, you saying that just reminded me that there is some Monster Prom content that I feel you would enjoy.
Is it about the proletariat and how we take over?
Literally, actually. So, I mean, like, oh no, like, as in, those are the words that are used damn near verbatim. There is a character that is romanceable. This is not a spoiler thing because they tell you this at the beginning of every session of the game. There is a girl there who is the princess of a mer kingdom and is, you know, has an exaggerated version of monarchical attitudes for these things, and so is like kind of oppressive. And you get, if you do a certain sequence of things, and that's the spoiler that I won't tell you, if you do a certain sequence of things, you get to interact with a character who's just kind of like, hey buddy, so, you know, like he does this thing where he pretends to be the most outgoing, radiant, kind, charming personality and then character runs off to go do a thing and he's just like, hey, come here, I want to tell you something real quick. We're due up for like a little staff party or whatever it is that they like to do. You know, the equivalent of giving you pizza instead of giving you a pay raise. But we got a plan for that ass when that happens. And it puts you in the middle of having to make choices. If you make choices in one direction, things go terribly wrong and the plot doesn't work. If you do another sequence of things, the plot works. And basically, there's a cake that they roll into the room and a bunch of assassins jump out the cake and they handle business. And the rest of the game talks about things that lead to extremists existing when it comes to things like this. So like, the funny thing is that you were correct. Very correct, actually.
Okay, so I do not own that game. I had to make sure real quick. So do I own this game? Because I would play it just to get to that point and never play it again.
I've been wanting us to do that for Third Players in a minute.
So if that's something that you want to do, let me know. Major, you're never going to get to that unless somebody has already done it because of like how that part of the game goes.
I will be
However,
happy to brute force that shit.
However, I do believe I have like a YouTube archive of me playing through the game and getting that ending. If that's something that you or was like, I would really like to see this.
I would definitely like to see that.
I see Merch out here with the Tony reference there, and I appreciate that.
So let's see here. Yeah, outside of busyness going on, yes, there were no streams. There were no Tech Talk today. As much as I definitely planned it, look, I planned it. I will show you. Or maybe not. Where's my... There you go. See, look, September 5th. I kept moving that date back, but there were things that were supposed to be talked about on the day, but I kept moving it back until it was like, well, September 5th is a podcast day. I have some things I have to do this afternoon. I should go get gas. And by go get gas means go pump the gas with not the amount of money in my bank account and then go Uber. So I could go make that money back real quick.
Just real quick.
Yeah. That way my bank account doesn't go into the negative. Yeah, that's what I do. It's like a race against the clock. Luckily I did it. I won. I won the game of gas. But unfortunately I don't have a full tank anymore. That's the problem with this game. Anywho, we've got wait, hold on. I am very stressed. I'm a very stressed black man. I hate this time of year. I get it. I do.
Mm-hmm.
We've got September, and then we have Genocide Awareness Month next month.
Child, that should be every month.
It should be, but I'm doing this specifically because I just don't want to have to deal with Halloween and something else happened in October that I feel like we should talk about a lot.
Oh, we can. That's the thing, though. I found out that we can certainly chew bubblegum at the same time. Walk and chew bubblegum at the same time. We could be like, hooray, Halloween and festive and spooky and all under wraps and whatever Disney Channel movie that we love to watch this time of the year. And then we can also say, do you know that there is an ongoing genocide happening in the Gaza Strip right now? Are you aware?
It's expanded to the West Bank.
All right, guys, let's watch Under Wraps again. Yay! You know, like we can
see. I want to do this because I don't want to talk about Halloween.
Mm-hmm.
I want to kick Halloween down the stairs.
Yeah.
Look, it may. Actually, I don't know. That take is fine. There is that one toxic take that I have.
Yeah.
There's that one. But anywho, before we even get to October, we still got to deal with September. We still got a whole month of September to get through.
Mm-hmm.
Speaking of which, hey, governments are kicking social medias out of the country. Oprah.
I think that would have been the one thing I definitely would have wanted to talk about this week because
well, I mean, you can. And you probably will. Yeah, I haven't provided them lists, so they don't know what's happening this week. Oprah decides that she wants to talk about generative AI with people who will probably try to sell it to you as opposed to, give a nuanced talk about it.
Mm-hmm.
T spilling over at Team Xbox, and Balattro's coming to mobile. Sorry, I couldn't. That was it. But we can talk about how you can get it on this week's Tech Talk Thursdays. Let's get into it, starting with our first story that Sin definitely wants to talk about. Supreme Court in Brazil has ordered that Twitter is banned. Gone. Poof. A judge in Brazil has ordered the suspension of Twitter after owner Elon Musk failed to designate a new legal representative for the country, according to reports from Bloomberg and local news outlet Poder 360. Oh, Poder 360. I don't know. That's probably Portuguese for something, and I don't speak the Portuguese.
Power. That's what that word is for.
Thank you. Brazilian Supreme Court Justice Alexandre de Moraes, gee, I'm so sorry, told the National Telecommunications Agency Anatel to limit access to X within 24 hours and has given Apple and Google 5 days to remove Twitter from their mobile app stores. The country will also impose daily fines of 50,000 Brazilian real or $8,900 US to people who try to access Twitter through a virtual private network, as reported by Power 360.
Which I think they walked back that part a bit.
Yeah, because it's a little extreme. I will say that, look, little extreme.
No, like, I see, like, the thing is, in that case, I understand why they did it. I will just go back to the thing I said in our previous episode when this subject came up, because we talked about this, like, just a touch.
2 weeks ago, yep. When,
of just being like...
I think it was a threat then.
Just like the irritation that goes with how I've seen this being reported, because it's kind of like, hey, these people just said like Twitter has to pack up shop and do all of this, and they've decided to. There was something involving like some interaction they had with the lawyer that they said they were basically going to put that lawyer. I think what was it? They were going to find the lawyer, put them in jail. What was it?
I don't remember. It might be in here.
Let me go see, because I remember posting about it and had like a thread of information about like what the entire hell was going on at the time. But a lot of this is just like, oh, that was the thing I wanted to mention if we haven't talked about it. I'm gonna stick to the subject that we're currently on, but I'm also gonna drop this in the Discord chat. We probably need to talk about that. Let me scroll back here. Oh, I need to also make sure to talk about that. I need people to take a break this week is what I need them to do. But there was something going on with like, hey, Twitter, you need to like either like get this stuff right or fix it. And a bunch of people, and like the way the reports were stated, right? It was, oh, like these people are just being like totalitarian or whatever, and like they're impinging on free speech and all of this other stuff.
The blocking of mis and disinformation tied to the Brazilian right wing, the Brazilian right wing.
It absolutely was. But like the thing I'm talking about here, right, is like the reporting on it was, you know, like these people just decided to just like block Twitter from the whole country because they don't like Twitter. And it's just kind of like, bro, fucking what? What do you mean? Did you not hear them just go, hey, this is the thing that you're doing and you need to moderate your shit? And I'm like looking at the article headlines.
Well, remember,
right?
Because like the article that we used a couple of weeks ago was from Engadget, where this, because I think it's similar to saying like, where it's like they just said, oh, Brazil wants to block Twitter. But it was like, even like at the time, I was like, why though? Engadget never said why. Then I had to go to the Reuters report that they linked.
Oh, keep in mind, right? Why. I'm not like, I'm
agreeing with, I'm just like, like Engadget, like when we shared it a couple weeks ago, Engadget was doing the thing you're talking about.
And
like,
it was just kind of
covering
like,
that in real time.
Like we were just sitting there looking at this, and I remember just watching the rest of the article titles roll in and people having to go, bro, let me help you, because what on earth is this? What on earth is this? What are we doing here? But like Brazil basically stood on business. They did what, honestly speaking, we need to be doing with most social media platforms here, if I'm being very honest about it real quick, I'm just being like, hey, you need to get this information together and get this moderation on lock. We're gonna start slapping you with some fines because we can't have this.
But then you get Mark Zuckerberg crying to Jim Jordan. Look what the Biden administration made me do. I didn't want to do it.
Oh, so you're over here talking about things that Drake says about black people. Anyway, listen, I don't have the energy or the patience for that nonsense or fuckery. And I still don't. I was just like reading these things and being like, so let me get this straight, Elon. You really do fully intend to just be out here acting like you are the voice of freedom for the people, which is the other ridiculous thing that came out of the articles for that week, was people being like, y'all should just let the Brazilian people have access to the things that they want to have access to. As if these people weren't like, you are feeding them false information that they did not ask for, and we can see you in these streets. Fix your shit.
Oh, I remember.
Ain't nobody asked for this. These people out here talking about posting art and anime. K-pop video clips.
I remember what happened 2 weeks ago. Twitter was pulling its business out of Brazil then. But
They were
still
just like,
leaving Twitter available in Brazil. Now it's Brazil saying, hey, nah, cut that. Dead that shit.
Brazil said, gotta
Like
go.
if you moved your business, which included the lawyer that needed to be there for that business to operate in the country, yeah, dead that shit.
It's giving like, nah, you said you were gone, get all the way gone.
Oh my god.
I mean, and they did.
I had somebody on Mastodon do that.
You taking a long time leaving.
No.
Get out.
They stood there full height and said, oh, so what you thought you were gonna do was that bullshit that works for you in America, where you're just like, if I take money away from you, you'll respond the way I want. And they were just like, oh, you're packing. Let me help you. I already hired the movers. Come pack this up. Get these people up out of here.
To the left.
Literally.
And once again, we are
in.
Once again, we are in year number, I have no idea which one, of Elon learning that sometimes it doesn't matter how much money you have, the answer is still fuck you. The answer is still no. It's not on the menu. What we said was what the fuck we said.
Right.
It's him learning, not everybody runs on capitalism. Mm-hmm. And it's like, yeah, when you were dealing with the leftists, man, we don't give a fuck about money like that, bro.
Right.
And I mean, some of it is not running on capitalism, but some of it is like, even if we do have to run on capitalism a little bit, we do not have to put up with you. Period. Yeah, you can pack it the fuck up.
It's this weird energy of like trying to own the libs, but they don't understand that they're owning themselves. Like, I don't. Like, you're hitting your own goal. You're just doing things to piss off people who don't need you. Just what?
This is like, something, if you don't stop talking to Major, I'm not going to be your friend anymore. I met you at a line in Target 2 days ago. Tell you what, not only do you not have to talk to me, I will just go ahead and I will block you.
I've already forgotten your name. Who are you again? I don't even know. What? Oh, okay.
Yeah, who was that dude again?
Who is? I don't even know.
Who was that guy? Unfortunately, push with leg.
Yeah, I be cutting folk off so fast. I see pictures of people from phones past, and I'm just like, I don't even know who this person is.
I might try to see if I can get my sister to make a shirt like that.
God, you said not people from phones past. Like, that's diabolical, Kevin. Yeah. That's diabolical, Kevin.
Because I
know exactly what you're talking about, and it's funny.
Because I got a drawer full of old phones, and I'm just like, let me fire up one of these phones and like see what's actually on it, and then I see pictures that I haven't moved over, and I'm just like, man, damn, I forgot who this person is.
Unfortunately, all of my devices were connected to a cloud account, so I don't have that problem.
Yeah, I didn't really have a cloud until I really truly did not have a cloud until the third phone that I ever owned.
Yeah, I don't have any of my older non-smartphones, so
right.
So all I have here are Android and iPhones. It's like, damn, all of them have the same photos.
So it's just like, oh, it's just another day. Oh, okay.
Yeah, unfortunately for me.
So when I actually transfer all my stuff from this pixel to the new pixel that I want to get, that's gonna be okay. Yeah, all right.
It's like when you see it transfer over to, oh yeah, I remember that person.
You're like, oh yeah, yeah. Sometimes even then I'm like, who's person again? Oh, okay.
Yeah, like who's the
unless we have not dated or were childhood friends or whatever, I'm probably not gonna remember you.
Okay, I want to get to this comment that Ionize left in the chat. What's up, Ionize? Maybe he doesn't have real money. Bonus points to whoever gets the pun. I don't get the pun.
Crypto.
Is that what it is? Oh.
Oh, the Brazilian currency.
What is it called?
Oh.
Shit.
That's right. It is crypto.
Damn, bro.
Crypto again.
No, it's not crypto. It's real.
Oh, that's right. It's real.
It's real. Like I'm looking at the articles. It's real. Like real.
What? Yeah.
Real. He doesn't have real money.
You don't have real money.
Damn, that blew my mind.
That's even funny. That's even funnier.
Yes.
That's even funnier.
I was having a shit week. I feel better now. Today has been a day, and today has been a good day, mind you. But that's what I mean by it's been a day. It's been a day of healing for me.
When I feel bad, and my day does not get, and I feel like my day won't get any better, I sit down and I watch Cybertruck Sucks videos, and then I immediately feel better about myself, and I'm like
refreshed.
Oh, I feel refreshed because I could easily because I could be one of those people that spent over $100,000 on a truck that. On the side.
You then have to own for a minimum amount of time. You're just like, it could have been me, it could have been me, but God blocked it.
Oh.
And you can't get it wet. And I'm just like, oh.
Wait, stop. What? I'm sorry. You said you can't get it wet?
No, you can't get it wet.
No.
It's the stainless steel panels. And if you
there's too many gaps in those panels too where it gets into the electric so
that also helps it rust. And if you can get a clear coat on it for $5,000 more.
Speaking of expensive trucks that you probably shouldn't buy, I finally saw the fucking Hummer EV. I saw both the SUV and the pickup today.
I ain't gonna lie. I think my mom would drive that.
It looks dope.
But you know what? Here's the thing, though.
I would, if I had $100,000 and did not care about the Congo at all.
Right.
This is the one. This is the truck, the dumb pavement princess ass truck I will buy.
Because again, I could see that people actually spending $100,000 on that.
Merge hit it right on the head.
Be a truck.
Merge hit it on the head.
Crab
the
walk.
Motherfucker can crab walk.
Yes, it actually can be a truck.
That too, but the shit can crab walk. It moves diagonally, not straight in a line, and you turn a wheel and it turns. This motherfucker will move diagonally.
Nice.
That's what I want in a car. Is it for it to move diagonally? I want it to
have Batmobile physics.
6 degrees of freedom. Thank you.
I want Batmobile physics. That's what I want.
I want the tumbler, motherfucker.
Blah, 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 blah. Oh yeah.
Give me the tumbler.
I gotta tell you, I really do not like the Batman Nolan verse. But the tumbler, mwah,
give me the tumbler.
The tumbler is so good. That's the best. That's got to be number one about the Nolan movies right there. Is the tumbler next to the bat suit?
Just in case y'all have never seen this before.
For context, Oh, it's a.
Oh, that's right. The Sierra EV comes with it too.
Yeah. Oh, I thought you was gonna show the tumbler.
No,
Sorry.
I'm gonna show the motherfucking crab walk.
Oh.
Look at this, it's moving diagonally. Who does this?
Nobody. Look at this. Look at this.
Oh my god! It's moving sideways!
But see, that's what I'm talking about though. Like,
I'm sorry, I'm too damn excited about this.
No, I'm hyped.
feature.
No, I'm hyped. No. I'm hyped with you. I'm hyped with you because imagine like you're changing lanes like that. And somebody like loses it to watch you like change lanes.
I'm sorry, I gotta watch it get so good. It just moves sideways.
Just moves sideways.
Look at it.
And you can see it in the snow.
It looks so unnatural. Cars aren't supposed to do this.
The Cybertruck was supposed to do this, but then Elon Musk, But see, that's the thing though. Elon is basically making cars he's basically making cars ahead of what of his capabilities. He's like making cars the way he wants it as opposed to what a car actually is fundamentally supposed to do. And he could easily just hire old retired Detroit car execs to basically break down the fundamentals of what a car is. Right. He can hire non-retired. He can literally hire people from
GM right now
and could come over and they would literally modernize his entire setup. The problem is he does not want to wrest control from nobody. And this is what happens. He doesn't want to wrest control from anything and he wants to do it on his own. And and like a Tyler Perry, he just kind of like doesn't want to wrest control from anything, and people are gonna like him anyway for him just doing what he does. But unlike Tyler Perry, he doesn't know when to fucking shut up.
Again,
and just be a rich man and make bad decisions for the people that support him. I
mean, then there's also Elon Musk.
Yeah, also Elon Musk. That's what I'm saying. Also
I was saying Tyler Perry is someone who's got too much money and makes bad decisions.
Yeah, also like that. Yeah, exactly. Also like Elon Musk.
Yeah, also like Elon Musk.
All right. But that's what I'm saying. It's just that thing though.
What, Diary of an Angry Black Truck?
Pretty much.
That can't crab walk.
That can't crab walk.
That can't crab walk.
And I mean that's truly amazing because imagine them just changing lanes.
Like they showed it initially like a Hummer got stuck in a alleyway and couldn't turn, and it just moved sideways. And I was like, "Yo, why are we not doing this? It's 2020. Look, at the time it was 2023. I was like, it is 2023. Why are we not crab walking? Why are we not crab walking more?
Imagine chase movies. Imagine like crime movies and a car crab walks in a chase.
Man, that's it. That's like watching a Terminator. Yo, cars are not supposed to do that. Oh shit, right, we fucked.
It's like watching T1. It's like the T1000 just like form through the bars, and it's like
like, oh whoa, that car's moving sideways. No.
Jesus.
We are done for.
We are done for.
But yes, I saw both the Hummer SUV and the pickup today when driving for Uber, and yes, I wanted to share that because I'm a big fan of the crab walk. Also, do you think somebody will get those trucks to do a crip walk?
Who can say at this point?
Like left, right, left.
Right. Do it left. Do it right. Do it left.
Well, all right, and I know we need to move on. One more thing, because since we're talking about like crazy dumbass car features, have you seen those Benzes that like shake? Like it's supposed to like dislodge them from like mud or snow. But people have been just using the feature to kind of just make their cars dance.
No.
Bins shaky. Okay, no, that ain't it. I forgot. I think it was the bins.
Now, would you say, because I know we're probably gonna have like a little bit of car talk, but would you say that a
I don't know what the
hybrid
was.
Would you say that a hybrid would be better morally conscious for the, not for the environment, but because it would use significantly less conflict materials?
I think all right. I think that like because we have to get off of fossil fuels. But also there's the issue of like if we were trying to get off fossil fuels, what else would we use?
Right.
The thing is because like not only would cars using like electric cars using conflict minerals to make their batteries, but it's also being used to make the electronics. So like an electronics thing is a thing we have to deal with too. Honestly, what I feel like what I feel has to happen is we have to stop exploiting. Let the Congolese people nationalize the fucking cobalt.
Mm-hmm.
Whatever else, whatever other countries have got this shit, let them nationalize it and sell it fairly. Let people buy it, trade it.
Right, because and then the people will say like, well, if we did that, then phones would be more expensive, as if they're getting any cheaper now.
Yeah, it's a jumping. It's the Benzes are jumping. That's what it.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, bounce mode.
Bounce. Oh, never mind. Oh, I think I did.
Yeah.
I think I did see this. It's like, boom.
This dumbass feature to get it out of sand and shit. And people just fucking bouncing it in the street.
Mm-hmm. Yep, I have definitely.
It is the dumbest fucking thing, but it's like, damn. I don't know. Mm-hmm. I kind of want it. I've seen it and I kind of want it because it's a dumb thing.
Because imagine you pulling up on date night. You pulling up a date night to Savoy and you just bouncing it. Just be like.
Now what we need is a bounce and a crab walk. I want the bouncing crab just moving sideways while bouncing. All right.
About this Brazil thing, because I went and decided to look up some additional stuff.
Sorry.
Here's that's fine. Here's a handful of things. One, the official global affairs.
Oh yeah.
Twitter, which was soon we expect Alexander de Moraes will order X to be shut down in Brazil simply because we would not comply with his illegal orders to censor his political opponents. These enemies will include a duly elected senator and a 16-year-old girl, among others. When we attempted to defend ourselves in court, the judge threatened our Brazilian legal representative with imprisonment. Even after she resigned, he froze all of her bank accounts. Our challenges against his manifestly illegal actions were either dismissed or ignored. The judge's colleagues on the Supreme Court are either unwilling or unable to stand up to him. We are absolutely not insisting that other countries have the same free speech laws as the United States. The fundamental issue is that the judge demands that we break Brazil's own laws. We simply won't do that. In the days to come, we will publish all of the legal demands and all related court filings in the interest of transparency. Unlike other social media and technology platforms, we will not comply in secret with illegal orders. To our users in Brazil and around the world, we remain committed to protecting your freedom of speech. First of all, what in the fucking Homelander? Second thing.
Remember, he was the bad guy. He is the bad guy. Still baffled. People did not know that. I'm sorry. I need a moment.
The court order from an account called the Alexander Files. Which has the golden seal of approval from Twitter, published the court order. Do you know what they asked these people to do?
Delete one tweet?
They said, we've identified these accounts that are doing the problematic thing, and we need you to ban them from your platform. Guess how many accounts there were?
2? Well, no,
3.
They listed 3.
Seven.
Oh.
7 accounts. They said ban these 7 people for these reasons. Which, by the way, they took the time not to just post the name of the accounts, but the names of the actual people attached to them. So y'all are just doxing people on the platform. But okay, sure, why not? That's smart. We're just gonna continue writing that trade of doing very intelligent things. And they said, rather than banning these 7 people, we were just going to go ahead and remove access to the website for about 8 million. For everybody who's listening at home, Brazil is the 3rd largest user base that Twitter has. That was it. That was the ask.
Also, keep in mind, Twitter didn't remove it. They let Brazil say you gotta go for not complying.
There is this whole thing of being like, well, here's the thing. Do I want to say, well, technically Brazil did the thing, and I'm just like,
what I'm saying is like they could have done this. Twitter could have done the thing that was asked of them, remove these 7 accounts. But they chose not to, and now are suffering consequences, which affects an untold, probably a very
8 million other people.
Thank you. So yeah, that's what I'm saying. It's not like Twitter took their ball and went home because, oh no, they're threatening our free speech. Like, no, they were just being dumb and said, well, now a country has blocked you. You cannot do business here.
Mm-hmm.
Like, imagine doing that.
And the thing is like, while people are tuned in to status and playing game, while I'm playing game,
that.
Twitter could have just existed. Twitter could have existed. The reason why Twitter does not exist in Brazil is because Twitter removed the fucking lawyer from Brazil.
Mm-hmm.
Twitter could have just been there. It's like, all right, cool. Just have a lawyer there. Well, I guess then too, like the lawyer could have just been fighting Brazilian courts all day. I don't know. Yeah, this. All I know is that the other platforms benefited from this shutdown of Twitter in Brazil.
Namely Bluesky, for one.
Well, yeah, that's the one. Bluesky added over 2 million Brazilian users after Brazil banned Musk's Twitter. So essentially, 2 million people were like, you know what? Let's go to Twitter 2.0, which also was a thing that did not pan out. And now we have Bluesky, but Oh, yeah. I I can see those backroom chats. Those motherfuckers.
Who?
I don't know what this dude, who this dude is. All I was like, if Mastodon had an org chart, he's at the top.
Okay.
I don't know what his official title is, what the fuck he does. Oh, he made it. Okay. So he made Mastodon to work on ActivityPub or whatever. I don't know. That's the whole thing.
Yeah. He made it.
He made it.
What's he upset about?
People went to Bluesky instead of Mastodon. And everybody keeps telling them why. And they keep just like, look, but we're not the problem. Like, just deal with it. You can ignore them. You can ignore the racist, bigoted trolls. And it's like, and it's at a certain point where it's like, look, Threads is looking like a better option than Mastodon at some point. Like, again, I get, as much as people have been saying, oh no, like Meta and Threads and, you know, and I hear the complaints about, you know, Meta and how they treat trans individuals on their platform, right? But I follow a good portion, like, well, actually, let me not say that. I don't follow that many people on Threads, but I do follow a trans user on Threads. I am constantly reposting, liking things from other trans creators on Threads because of the algorithm. Like, I am a proponent of beating the algorithm into submission to where it took me a couple of months, but now my For You thread or my For You page on Threads now just shows me accessibility advocates, trans LGBTQIA plus advocates, pro-Palestinian advocates, pro-union advocates, Black Lives Matter advocates, land back, which normally includes Native Americans. And it's like, yo, all I'm seeing on fucking Mastodon is like Mastodon for Harris. And it's like, y'all make me fucking sick to my fucking stomach, bro.
Just after I finally figured out what I wanted to do on that platform. Okay. So that's the other thing.
Look, I'm gonna tell you something. Like, if you should have thought, like, you know, there were a whole bunch of leftists on Mastodon when Biden dropped out, like, I'm not sure if I told y'all, like, I was feeling some type of way when I got back home because I was finally able to get back on social media because I was too busy working when I was in Kansas. Or, damn it, Kansas City. I was in technically Missouri, but I was in Kansas City. But I hadn't been able to get on social media like that. When I came back home and finally was able to go through Mastodon and see what had happened over the past few days, all those fucking calls of like white dudes for Harris, women for Harris, white women for Harris, Mastodon for Harris, like, bro, y'all were all out here about to pull out the guillotine just a second ago. When I left, y'all had the fucking guillotine out for Biden. I don't know what the fuck this shit is, but it's like, is it ageist? Well, what? Because y'all went from the left right back to fucking center right all over again. And it was disgusting, and it was like whiplash.
Because it was like, finally, somebody I can get behind.
And just like,
that was the
3/4 of them just, ugh.
Right.
And the thing is, like, from like with the people I've talked to, is like, we thought we were making strides. And like, all right, we could push people to the left and we can sit there and really abandon Biden on this. But yeah, when Harris stepped up, oh yeah, that Dodging, that's what's going on, Dodging. How you doing? But yeah, that's exactly what happened.
It's like finally somebody I can rock with, and instead of an old white man, I can go with this, you know, middle-aged black woman who I don't know necessarily fits all my boxes, but is not Biden, and I'm good with that.
She will help us keep things exactly the same, even though we will say that's progress.
Mm-hmm.
Because, like she says, we're not going back, and that's when it hit me. I was, oh, you're here for the status quo. Got it.
Mm-hmm.
Got it.
So you're the one playing status while we're playing game. Got you.
Damn, Kev. Beautiful. That was just kiss, baby. Yeah. Oh boy.
So
hold on. I'm trying to finish Ioni's thoughts here because it's still related to the article. Yep. And he kept posting like, well, Bluesky has venture capital. That's why they're not coming here. Sob and 100 people replied, the moderation on Mastodon is shit, dude. Yeah.
If you want to know what the inverse of that is, I went to Bluesky and I'm like, I guess I'm finally going to post here, although I'm not very happy about Jack. And you know what the first response was?
Jack isn't there?
They were just like, Jack not only left, but, and I remember us talking about it, Jack basically left because people were just like, oh, so you want this to be the public square? You want this to be the place that people hang out? Cool. We have some thoughts about the people that we would like in our space. And they were just like, oh, you mean moderation? Bet, I got you. And Jack was just like, y'all weren't supposed to do this. Y'all were supposed to want to be the free people from Twitter. And they were just like, all the queer people came over here and said, nah, we not fucking it up like this time. We learned from this experience and we're not going to do that over here.
Mm-hmm.
And that's
and the wild thing is that, if I remember correctly, back when the whole bubble started deflating around Twitter, was the first thing that Major was just like, this would be a really good time for us to find a new platform and be like, we're not going to do that shit over here. Mm-hmm. And that was the thing. I remember that was one of the things that you definitely were just like, Mastodon could very easily be this if people do that right.
Right. And I'm on Bluesky, and it's so quiet. It's so quiet. So peaceful.
I mean, I was getting good engagement, and I still feel like I'm getting decent engagement on Mastodon, right? I do like the fact that as much as they want to still say, oh, there's an algorithm, it's an algorithm in so much like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Like, oh no, all of my posts are in a fucking order. Yes, algorithm. Mm-hmm. But
that algorithm, I'm just letting you know.
Whatever. And like it allows people to like at the moment in time still see, and then when it's being shared, it's actually being shared. It's not being fed through some machine, some black box, and somebody else gets to dictate who gets to see my shit, right? And right. I like Mastodon for that. I like the fact that it is open, but Mastodon is like Android, where Bluesky is like iOS, where it's like, on Mastodon, I can do whatever the fuck I want. On ActivityPub, I can do whatever the fuck I want. If I want to make an app that does a thing, and as long as like people don't get fucking mad about it because it's creepy, and scraping data and doing weird shit with it, cool. Like again, on the Fediverse, we got Mastodon, we got PixelFed, we've got fucking Diaspora, we've got fucking Friendica, we got Misskey, Cowkey, God knows how many fucking Lemmy, K-Bin. For those who want Reddit. Like PixelFed is like Instagram, Diaspora and Friendica is like Facebook. All of that shit's plugged into fucking ActivityPub, and they all talk to each other. You could do all that shit. It is fucking dope. It is fuck, man. But if a platform that people are on do not have the controls to be able to filter out what they need to filter out in order for them to feel safe as a user on your platform, and keep sitting saying, hey, talk to your admins, when your admins themselves could be shit, it's like, okay, cool, I'll just leave this instance, go to another one, but then lose all my followers, lose all my posts. That seems really fucking dumb. Like a lot of this shit, again, like I said, it's for Android. You could, like, it's great. If you don't touch it, it works like it's supposed to. But once you pull one thread, yep, you out. Like it just becomes too much. Whereas Bluesky, sure, it could federate and do whatever itself on its AT protocol, But when you go to bluesky.com or bsky.app or whatever the fuck it is, that's it. That's the app. I know it's a centralized platform. I don't like centralized platforms, but again, it's that thing of like people, you know what? Not even Android. It's like fucking Linux and Mac. And Threads is Windows. People just ain't ready for fucking Linux. I was recommending people to Mastodon like I would recommend people to Ubuntu. But at a certain point, you looked at it and said, I don't know. Maybe you ain't ready for this. Look, I've got this Mac social media. It's called Bluesky. Try that. It's like what you're used to, but it's a little bit safer. But yeah, the math, like the folks, like the stakeholders for Mastodon, they do not get this shit. And granted, like I don't know where they're fucking from. I know, Eugene, I think his name is Eugene Rocco, who's a Gargan or whatever the fuck his handle is. I think he is German. But yeah, I think a lot of their stakeholders, like they don't Russian German. Okay. Yeah. Russian German. A lot of them don't care, or it's low on that priority list because they're so focused on growth. They were so happy about Twitter being gone in Mastodon, or Twitter being gone from Brazil. And I was like, we're going to get all these Brazil numbers. And it's like, no, they went to Bluesky because it's the most like Twitter and it's kind of safe to be in because, again, ever since the Twitter exodus of 2022 or of November 2022, there have been fucking horror stories about fucking Mastodon. And it's like at a certain point, it's like, you know what? I can't argue. I can't sit there and be public. Like I can't be the good PR for Mastodon for all my fellow black folks. When it's like, they're like, I'm seeing this shit happen in real time on Mastodon. Sin, you are muted again?
Of like, hey, if you want me to defend you, that's fine, but be defensible. Like that's, yeah. I'm just, the bare minimum is what we're asking here.
It's hard to do. And it's like, you know what? I mean, that's cool. Like, I like what I have over at Mastodon, but yeah, like, I mean, Squads is kept, like, if I'm looking for shit on Palestine or anything activist related, that's on fucking Threads for me. And that is saying something. When Meta is doing it and they are pushing content up for people I do not follow, Meta is doing that. And we got, and like, there's a Meta story next, which, like, I got some stories about that. I got a story about that too, about that article in specifically. But Meta is pushing that content for me on Threads. Make that make sense. Mastodon's full of fucking liberals and I'm getting fucking activist shit on Threads. And Bluesky is the safe platform.
I feel like we didn't expect any of this. Like we saw, like I looked at Bluesky and went, Jack is over there. I don't want this. And people said, Jack is really cute. Jack, you can go sit in the corner. So anyway, like we were saying before the kids started walking into the room and talking a little bit too loud, this is how we want this platform to go. And Jack was just like, oh no.
Yeah.
We're doing it all over again. No.
Jack was like, damn, I can't have this again. And it's like, what, safety and moderation is like, yes. And it's like, well, that's on you, Bam.
Also, I want to say too, it's nice the fact that I can have at majorlinux.com on Bluesky. So it's like, I'm not Major Linux at bsky.app. I am at majorlinux.com, and it is great.
Let me just do that real quick. Thank you.
Mastodon was always going to be too technical for your average person. Hello, it is I, the average person.
You know?
I mean, that was one of the first things I said. I was just like, trying to get into this is a lot, and I think it needs a guide. right?
There are
It's
some. There are some.
Like it took me a minute. I obviously figured it out since at blacktwitter.io, but it was just like, how does this work? How do you get into an instance? Then there was like, you have to apply, you have to wait for someone to reply to
That
you. It
depends
could
on
take
the.
this long or what
That
have you,
depends.
depending on where you're at.
That depends on the instance. Like some instances, you can just sign up and just have an account. But I think a lot of people, because like a lot of like, especially blacktwitter.io, like I'm pretty sure like, no, we want to protect the black people. We have to protect the culture. There's some instances that are location based, like there's Triangle 2 Top Party for the RTP area. Like mine, I think I only have it because like, look, I just don't know who's trying to get access to my shit. So like somebody who wanted to reach out for Stream Raleigh created a Mastodon account on Major 2 to send me a message. Like, bro, this could have been an email, like literally, dog.
It legit could have
But
been
you
an email.
created a whole account on my Mastodon to send me this message. But then again, I guess because it looks like an email address, he probably thought that that's how I communicate with people. He's like, oh, he doesn't use email. Like, this is weird email, but okay. No, it's Marcus at majorshouse.com, maj.linux@gmail.com. Like, I don't know how he found me and how he ended up on Major 2, but yeah, like I get it. I get that it is kind of confusing. I mean, the protocol is fine, but like, yeah, again, it's just, I don't know. I mean, again, it's like trying to get an average user on fucking IRC. Why would you do that?
Yeah, why would you do that?
Why are we putting mom on IRC? What are we doing? I'm hearing people say that Discord is confusing, and I was like, I don't. Now that is foreign to me. Like, what do you mean?
What do you mean? It's just like you make an account, you join the server, you have.
But I think it's just. I think it's the servers, the notifications, because people do not turn off their server notifications by default.
Oh, I mute them every single one. I'm just like,
If you I'm sorry, PSA, because this fucking boggles my mind. If you are creating a Discord server, please, number one, after you create a name, tweak your notification settings to where it does not notify everybody of every fucking message. So now I have to put my soda down. No. Bad Discord admins.
Which is funny because I had somebody leave my Discord because they were like because basically do the notification every time I do a upload on YouTube. And so they were like, my guy, turn that down, like turn that off. And I was like, you can turn those notifications off yourself. And then he left, and I was like, "No, great loss. I never liked you anyway."
Oh,
Ask me what his name was. Go ahead, ask me.
you know?
Ask me. Ask me what his name is.
What's his name, Kevin?
I don't know. Don't remember. As I tell you.
People are fucking weird, man.
Because it's like, bro, I am doing this so y'all can see, hey, I uploaded videos. But you can turn those off.
Yeah, sometimes I feel a certain way about mine going off between like going live and uploading YouTube videos or YouTube videos go off. But I don't know. They help me.
Right. That's for you. Right.
Well, I mean, no, it's for everybody else. It's for everybody else too. Like, hey, if you benefit from this, it's cool. But especially when I upload YouTube videos, because I will upload them and I will wait for them to be uploaded so I can reference them on the website.
Right.
So when Discord lets me know that, hey, we've got this YouTube video, it is live, I then go back and it's like, all right, now I can go finish doing the thing I need to do because WordPress does not really handle non-public videos very well.
Plus awesome part is if I then want to like take that video and share it with somebody that has come out, the bot does a great job of dropping off a quick link for me to then just say, okay, cool, copy, paste, and then I can just like drop the link in like any form or place where I want to, and I know what it is because I'm looking at it, and it's great for the new video alert tweets that I have to do, or what I have to do on Bluesky or Threads or Twitter or whatever, or I could just share links to people. Like, hold on, you talking about that video I just did? Hold on, I'll get it.
Are you
And then I just
scheduling your
send it to
stuff?
people. Yeah. Oh, I always do. I have to.
Okay, I'm just making. I was just asking because look, if you weren't, let me tell you about this tool called Buffer.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. I completely and utterly schedule my stuff because it's like I can't. I have some days I'll have like 15 Fortnite clips that go out daily. I can't just sit there.
Oh, you're doing it manually though.
Oh yeah, I'm doing it manually.
Okay.
So
I mean, on Discord, I think that has to be done manually. I don't think Buffer does that to just like it'll send things to Discord. But
right.
I'm talking about like when you post things like Twitter, Threads, whatever.
Mm-hmm.
Using Buffer helps me out with that. That's what I use.
Okay.
Going back to social media. Well, hey, seems that we are talking about social media. Meta did a good, but also they did a bad later on. I didn't talk about the bad.
As they often do.
But Meta's Oversight Board says excuse me, I want to make sure that you hear me clearly when I say this. From the river to the sea is not a call for genocide unless you're Israeli. Because the Israeli citizens would use that to call for an ethnic cleansing and a genocide. Not Palestinians, not pro-Palestinians. We were never using for that because, again, there's more to it. From the river to the sea, Palestine will be free. And if freedom looks like genocide to you, y'all should really sit with that, unpack that. Think about that for a second. Why is it that the people why is it that you think that the people you are oppressing are going to do to you what you were currently doing to them?
I do believe that the statement on hand that we have from a certain viral clip of a Black woman who was quoting things about the social contract, the nature of being Black in America was, y'all should be thankful every single day that what we want is equality and not revenge.
Well,
most of the people who are oppressed in this world, colonized and have been through all the things, are honestly just settled on the exact same statement across all of history, which is give us our fucking things and leave us alone. We don't want more things. We don't want your stuff. We just want, this is the stuff that belongs to us. Leave us with those things and go. We don't want to talk to you. That is Palestine, that is Congo, that is Sudan, that is Haiti, that is Hawaii.
That is us here.
That is. Damn.
Give us our things and leave us alone.
I think oftentimes people just want to be left alone. I think that for the most part is people just being like, you know what? I don't want, this, I don't want that. I just want to be left alone so I can live my best life and watch Billions. That's all I want.
I mean, that also goes for Mexico, Venezuela, Cuba,
Brazil, apparently.
Brazil, North Korea, China, Russia, to an extent.
You know what? I'm
sorry, did I say North Korea? I meant Korea. The whole of Korea.
Let me just slide this into chat. That track right there is a track from an album that was released by one Solange Knowles approximately 7 years ago called A Seat at the Table. And when I think about what Majors just said, I think about this, where they're just like, hey, if I say that I and all of my melanin am proud to be Black, and I'm completely content with that. I have not wanted to be anybody or anything else. And your response is to be upset at me for just being like, I like being me. I like our people. I want our things, and I would like to be left alone. What is your problem with this?
But then they can't exploit those countries anymore or punish them for not being capitalist countries.
You know, the problem with this is, even looking at this situation through the lens of like what's happening in Palestine, it's the cascading amount of I told you so's, because in case y'all aren't keeping up with these things, and you might not be, Israel just put it at like another place nearby and said, this is also included in our war zone now.
Oh no, they just erased the West Bank from the map. Surprisingly, that map still had Gaza there, but the West Bank was gone. And it's like, yo, State Department dude who keeps letting Israel investigate themselves for their war crimes, which again, let's let Jeffrey Dahmer investigate his serial killings. What the fuck are we saying?
Well, I mean, here's the thing. I know that the investigation's not going on because I believe a U.S. citizen just got shot up in the leg over there, and they're just like, hello, ref, is anybody going to say anything about this?
Oh, more than that, there's been more U.S. citizens who've been, like, just...
No, I mean, there was one
now.
that I remember. No, there was one I just saw recently.
Yeah, like, I know there was one dude that was interviewed with Breakthrough News.
And I'm like,
but yeah, since they've like put up their like whole military offensive in the West Bank, yeah, like it's been more like just dead now. And it's like, Joe Biden said that if Americans were harmed, people have to answer to it. Sir, Americans were harmed. You gonna do something? Sir, I'm gonna need you to put down the ice cream. Put it down. And do your job. You're not done yet. You still have until January 20th, 2025. Stop doing the shit you should have done 4 years ago. Or 3 years ago. I don't know how long it's been. Mm-hmm. And actually do some shit now that's actually worth some substance. Like people dying.
It's like the line keeps moving and the goalposts keep getting pushed back, and all the while it's just like nothing is really and truly changing. Like, okay.
And what's going on, Infamous? How you doing? I didn't ignore you. I saw you there.
Infamous, what's good?
But yeah, so also with this article, when I shared it to Facebook, some dude decides, some random ass dude, I don't know who the fuck this motherfucker is. And, you know,
Facebook.
Yeah, I shouldn't entertain Zios, but yeah, you know, I was bored.
That's the thing about that. See,
yeah, look, Kev, look, I know what you're gonna say.
What's he gonna say?
I can't help myself. It's just me and nobody else.
See, this is always what we be saying, of like, I know. I know you know, but I'm gonna say it again for emphasis for the rest of you, because apparently Major doesn't, but he says he does, but he doesn't. The block button is free 99, and so is the mute. Also,
Daiji, does it? Hold on, like, Daiji, does it help, or does it make it worse that I probably was drinking water when I was engaging with this user?
Yeah, the drinking water did not help.
I was very hydrated.
He was hydrated. That's why he ran off like that. But that's what I'm saying to you.
My thirst was quenched. I was like, I'm in the game, coach.
Like what I say, like, I drank water, I ate food, I'm ready for this argument. I'm ready for this.
Yep. I was well fed.
But the thing about Zios, the one thing I will always say about Zios must be unfed. They must be like Mogwai. You must not feed them after midnight, and you can't get them back. Now, as I say this to you, because Major is a lost cause. I've given up on that. I pretty much say do not engage with Zios in any form or fashion. Block them. Block them, mute them quick, fast, in a hurry once they expose themselves. Also, too, when I tell you this, you get my first word, a rebuttal, and then I'm muting you. I'm not arguing with you anymore. I'm gonna give you one counterpoint, and that's that. We're not gonna have a back and forth. I can only type so much. My fingers can only do so much.
So Kevin, let me just go ahead and give you some support from our elders, our ancestors, if you will. Tell me if you heard this quote before, and if you know who it is. Like when someone says, "I know who this is," and they guess correctly, I will stop quoting it, but I'll get to the end of it before then, I promise. The very serious function of racism and or colonialism, sexism, all the bad isms in all of its forms is distraction. It keeps you from doing your work. It keeps you explaining over and over again your reason for being. Someone says you have no language and you spend 20 years proving that you do. Someone says that your head isn't shaped properly, so you have science working on the fact that it is. Somebody says that you have no art, so you dredge that up. Someone says that you have no kingdom, so you have to go pull that up. And none of this is necessary. There will always be one more thing.
Mm-hmm. That part.
Toni Morrison, by the way.
Oh, brilliant. Exactly.
Like she gave, it's a whole speech from, I believe, the late 1970s that she was giving to a university about racism, and that part was one of the whole thing was one of the more powerful points of that lecture, of just being like, sometimes you have to. She's just like, child, they said that y'all are bad parents, that you don't know how to raise children, that you constantly abandon your sons and your daughters, but they also left their sons and their daughters under your care while they went on a cruise. Do you really think people who think that you're bad with children are going to leave their children in your hands? Absolutely not. They know the lies that they are, they know the lie that they told you. For you are arguing with them about things that they know that they are lying to you about. You are never going to come out ahead on that argument because it doesn't come from a place of logic. You can't logic yourself through or out of something you didn't logic yourself into.
I know.
That wasn't for you. You're grown. I'm talking to the people at home.
Indeed.
Don't give up on me.
I have.
I could change.
Because you keep
look.
You know something?
We keep going with Zios, and then be like, oh, dog.
Here's the thing. I believe you can change. That's not why we're here. The reason why for me anyway, right? I'm speaking for myself. The reason that you are going to be left to your own devices for a time, not forever, but for a time, is because you want to be there. I'm not worried about whether or not you can change. You want to be here, and I would like to go and get ice cream. I'm just gonna go down the street because you are very involved over here.
That part.
I'll bring you something back. If you want something.
Because what I always say, there's two directions I'm not finna go. I'm not finna go back, and I'm not finna go forth. I ain't finna go back and forth with nobody, especially people who got their head up their asses. And that's the thing though, like saying, especially when people have their head up their asses and all they talking points is from a blue star manual or whatever. All their talking points is from AIPACA, whatever.
And that's not to say
I'm not
that
even gonna do it.
That's not to say that I wouldn't argue with people in online spaces.
Oh yeah, definitely.
However, I have standards and qualifiers. Like, if you are not
but
this,
them arguments are not going to be long. Them,
like the thing is, the arguments could be long, but for those long arguments, you need to be this tall, right? Yeah. You need to use at least 5 words in a coherent sentence that make it sound like you've read more than 2 books in your lifetime above a 5th grade level. And if we're not doing that, then I'm just going to go, you know something? You can absolutely have that opinion. On the other side of this block button, I do not have time.
Yep.
I should just check for their humanity. Hey, do you think children should die constantly to explosions? Oh, you do? Okay. Yeah. I'm sorry. This is why we have standards in practices, or we have standards for getting into the Major's House Discord server. I haven't talked about that. I should probably talk about that at one point. Why not now? Yeah, so if you have not joined the Major's House Discord server and you try to now, because we are now a guild, I was told I have to put a question that has to be answered by someone, or that has to be answered by the new user in order for them to be approved or rejected from the server. Everybody who's in there currently, you're good. You're fine. For one, this is helping filtering bots out. So there's that. But also, they got to pass the vibe check. So I think the question for Major's House is, what would a more equitable tomorrow look like? And luckily, the people who have answered that question have answered it truthfully, and it's been fantastic. And I welcome those new members. However, I have seen it fail. This is the X Life server, or X Life Raleigh Durham server, which also became a guild. And I asked people, how do you change children's health? Somebody answered with the number 34. Did not pass the vibe check. Did not pass the vibe check. Sorry. Don't know what to do about that. But yes, from the river to the sea, not hate speech. Never really was, at least in the context it was being used in. But hey, you know,
No, I mean, I feel like it's giving the energy of when people used to say, "Don't call me sis. Sis is a slur."
Oh, you mean Twitter's policy?
Elon's policy. So, I'm just like, oh, so that means that when you are calling someone trans or other things that identify them, you are also using those as slurs? Because for the rest of us, that's just a normal that's a matter of fact statement.
Again, when the oppressor thinks that the people that they are oppressing are coming for them.
Equality feels like oppression when you're an oppressor, I believe is the statement you're looking for.
Damn, that was so succinct, so powerful.
And it is.
I did a switcheroo. That's why you saw our big faces and then the article again briefly. I had to go grab something and had to come and bought it back. The Internet Archive loses its appeal of ebook copyright case ruling. The U.S. Court of Appeals ruled against archive.org in its book digitization lawsuit. The Internet Archive is starting to run out of legal options. Wired reports that the nonprofit Internet Cataloger of Videos, Games, and Books lost its appeal in the U.S. Court of Appeals for the Second Circuit. The court rejected archive.org's claim in its ongoing lawsuit with several high-profile book publishers that its virtual library of books can legally operate under the fair use doctrine. The lawsuit stems from the Online Archive's National Emergency Library, NEL, that launched in March 2020. The NEL helped readers access library materials during the COVID pandemic with digitized copies of books that users could check out one at a time. Sometime later, the Internet Archive allowed users to check out an unlimited number of ebooks, and authors like Colson Whitehead and Neil Gaiman, as well as Authors Guild, condemned the NEL, according to NPR. Fuck you, Neil Gaiman. That's the only name I recognize. Again, I this is what I would tell people who say, you know, hey, I should make money off of the things that I know. And sure, in an ideal scenario, maybe, but also knowledge should not be gated by money. Knowledge should be fully accessible. And until there is a more equitable way to do that, all of my knowledge will be free. You are more than welcome to donate to my coffee. You are more than willing to subscribe to the DCA Patreon. But I personally will not charge and gate knowledge. Or I'm sorry, let's reverse that. Will not gate and charge knowledge. As I feel that it should be easily accessible to everyone, and the best way is free.
I will absolutely. You can have knowledge for free, which you cannot. Well, at least for me, right?
Labor is another thing.
I'm gonna be like, knowledge is free. Expertise, on the other hand, we're gonna have to talk about those numbers.
Yeah,
because I will absolutely give you the tools to do anything that you want. But if you want me to do that in 10 minutes instead of 10 hours,
I'm not.
That'll be a dozen donuts. Listen, I am very inexpensive. Okay.
Yeah, I'm a very cheap communist. Okay. I will charge for the labor, but the knowledge. If you want to know an answer, I'll give you the answer.
Yeah.
You want me to do it for you?
Yeah. The expertise doesn't come cheap. Knowledge is free.
I will show you how to set up a LAMP server. I'm sure I've got plenty of videos on that. If you want to watch a YouTube video on how to set up a LAMP server, cool.
I got you.
But if you want me to run your site, I think I got access to a price sheet somewhere on the internet somewhere.
And like Mordo from Doctor Strange, the bill comes due. Always. That's right. The bill comes due, baby.
So yeah, the fact that motherfuckers are upset, because their books are freely available, just feels gross to me.
And when y'all talking about, and I'm like, I don't even need to go back and forth with him. All I could just do is point to Hassan and be like, there you go. What'd he say? Look at this handsome rascal just debate you under the table. Look at you.
So I'm also going to call another audible. I'm going to switch an order of a couple of articles because it seems to be related to books.
Yes.
Generative AI backlash hits annual writing event, prompting resignations.
Oh yeah.
I have that over here in my pocket to talk about, so ready to get into that one.
Ooh, that was one of those. Oh, I know this one well.
Yeah.
Yikes.
So a couple of weeks ago, I believe it was. I don't know. I've only seen it on Twitter. On TikTok lately, and I guess because this article, it may have been quick, later than that. It may have been like 3 days ago, for all I know. Or it says over the weekend. It was over the weekend. So yeah, about 4 or 5 days ago. The nonprofit National Novel Writing Month organization known as NaNoWriMo, I don't know.
It's been pronounced both ways, but don't worry about it because they're bad.
Yeah. I've heard some other things too, but we're going to focus on this one because this is the one that I know. They published their FAQ as to this year's month. And they said, hey, not only can you use chatbots to create your novel, but we actively encourage it. To which a lot of writers were like, oh, wait, yo, dog, you are aware that this shit has probably scraped all of our works from previous events or just, in general? And is going to just spit out our shit back to us. And we supposed to be good with this? Like, the whole thing is to fucking write a novel, not have a robot do that. Also, have it do it with stolen work. To which, NaNoWriMo, did I say right? Yeah. Oh, okay, cool.
Yep.
Without even looking. I was like, no scope. 360 no scope. NaNoWriMo was like, that's classist and ableist of you to say that, these tools can't be used. Because not everybody has somebody to help them. And it's to which I, at this point, who is doing organizing, who's actually out there doing the work now, because again, this is what I do. For someone who's organizing, building community, I see NaNoWriMo without all this AI as an event, as a month to allow writers to work with each other, to do the thing. So you're sitting there saying that nobody, like, your program doesn't work, it can't work without AI? Because I feel like that's a fundamental failing on your part. If the thing you created to kind of foster this community can't community. So apparently that statement also caused not only backlash online, but prompted 4 members of the organization's board to step down and prompted a sponsor to withdraw its support.
Yes.
So that's what's going on. Sin, I believe you have words.
I do. Statement number 1, I don't know if you showed it on the screen, so I'm going to read that for everybody. NaNoWriMo does not explicitly support any specific approach to writing, nor does it explicitly condemn any approach, including the use of AI. NaNoWriMo's mission is to protect the structure, community, and encouragement to help people use their voices, achieve creative goals, and build new worlds on and off the page. We fulfill our mission by supporting the humans doing the writing. Please see this related post that speaks our overall position on non-discrimination with respect to approaches to creativity, resources, and personal choice. We also want to be clear in our belief that the categorical condemnation of artificial intelligence has classist and ableist undertones, and that questions around the use of AI tie to questions around privilege. That is the first statement. They amended that statement after everybody came and clapped them up, chief among them being disabled writers, by adding the following paragraph. Note, we have edited this post by adding this paragraph to reflect our acknowledgement that there are bad actors in the AI space who are doing harm to writers and who are acting unethically. We want to make it clear that though we find the bold, categorical condemnation for AI to be problematic for the reasons stated below, we are troubled by bold, situational abuse of AI, and that certain situational abuses clearly conflict with our values. We also want to make clear that AI is a large umbrella technology, that the size and complexity of that category, which includes both non-generative and generative AI, among other uses, contributes to our belief that it is simply too big to be bold, categorically endorsed or not endorsed.
It's too complicated. It's too complicated.
So I feel like there's something to point out because they said it's classist and ableist.
Yes, the tech bros created a thing
I'm going
where
to
they
wait. I'm going to hold your hand so gently when I say this. most writers that we revere are disabled or poor. Poor writers exist. Disabled writers exist. Poor and disabled writers exist. Currently, what do you mean? And while we're here, because someone was so eloquent with this on Twitter, the quiet part out loud is some of y'all think y'all are entitled to be perceived as talented writers. Baby, you're not entitled to talent. If writing isn't your forte, you are not entitled to having Chat GPT change that for you. You either put in the work on that related craft and you get better at it, or you leave it the fuck alone. The end. And it is the raw and bold audacity for these people to do this when, there's tea here. There is tea here. Because if I'm not mistaken, aren't they related to, well, wait, no, I think that's a completely different thing. I don't know if Hatchet's related to NaNoWriMo or not.
I don't know who Hatchet is or what Hatchet is.
Oh, do you want to know?
Sure.
Do you want to know?
Okay. We're gonna have to segue out of this article a little bit because this would be an entirely different one by itself.
Okay.
The Internet Archive made an appeal in the Hatchet versus the Internet Archive case, which has been a long-running case of being like, hey, you're in copyright violation if you're scanning books so that they can be lent to people digitally.
Oh, that old chestnut.
The Internet Archive went to appeal it and lost the appeal, so the only option they have now is to go to the Supreme Court. Now, how are these things related? Imagine not NaNoWriMo saying this, that you can use AI, most of which is trained on using copyrighted material that it didn't have permission to use.
So they're doing the thing that Internet Archive is trying to do but can't do. And I guess NaNoWriMo is like, hey, AI is just doing the thing.
And here's the thing, the Internet Archive isn't trying to profit off of it. The Internet Archive is just like, hey, these things, these writings exist. We believe they should be publicly available things that people can read when they want to read them, and it shouldn't cost them money to read them. So we are going to upload these things to the internet so that you have access to them, and you can read them when you want to.
What was it that Eric Schmidt said? Hire lawyers to clean up the mess later? So I've been looking at these definitions of the words they're throwing around NaNoWriMo here. Classism. Not all writers have the financial ability to hire humans to help at certain phases of their writing. For some writers, the decision to use AI is a practical, not an ideological one. The financial ability to engage a human for feedback and review assumes a level of privilege that not all community members possess.
Huh?
You can't just ask somebody. Hey, Kev, could you review this for me?
Hey, people don't. Hey, guys, you assume people got friends. How dare? You assume people know people.
You assume that more than one person is doing NaNoWriMo.
Oh god, this is so wild.
Ableism. Not all brains have same ability. Not all. Okay. Whoever wrote this should get fired. Or maybe this was AI.
It probably was AI.
Mm-hmm.
It's real talk.
Not all brains have the same abilities, and not all writers function at the same level of education or proficiency in the language in which they are writing. Neither does whoever wrote that shit.
AI.
Some brains and ability levels require outside help or accommodations to achieve certain goals. The notion that all writers should be able to perform certain functions independently or is a position that what?
AI.
The notion that all writers should be able to perform certain functions independently or is a position
The way
that
this was AI?
The fuck, bro? There is a wealth of reasons why individuals can't see the issues in their writing without help. Again, hey, Kev, could you look over this? No, I'm asking you, as a writer, to another one who is participating in NaNoWriMo, could you look over this passage and see if I've missed anything?
Yes.
Appreciate it. General access issues. All of these considerations exist within a larger system in which writers don't always have equal access to resources along the chain. I mean, for instance, AI.
Not many people got access though to ChatGPT. I'm just saying.
I mean, I write my novels on a typewriter. I write it in my notebook with a pen.
I use a brother word processor from 1997.
For example, underrepresented minorities are less likely to be offered traditional publishing contracts, which places some by default into the indie author space, which inequitably creates upfront cost burdens that authors who do not suffer from systemic discrimination may have to incur. No, they didn't just try to use the black card to justify AI in a place where that doesn't work. Let us depart from this place, never to return again. Oh, fuck. Oprah's upcoming AI television special sparks outrage among tech critics. AI opponents say Gates, Altman, and others will guide Oprah through an AI sales pitch. Last Thursday, ABC announced an upcoming TV special titled AI and the Future of Us, an Oprah Winfrey special. And this is after her big hit at the DNC where she endorsed a political candidate for the first time. She came out of her Chicago hidey hole and said, I will come along. I'm sorry, that sounded more like Kermit the Frog, but
it did.
I don't care. And now she's doing AI. She's endorsing political candidates. She's endorsing AI. Again, just so you know, Oprah is a fucking raging capitalist. In case there was any doubt. Not all skin folks are kinfolk. Case in point. Wait, hold on. Yep, there we go. Case in point. The 1 hour show set to air on September 12th aims to explore AI's impact on daily life and will feature interviews with figures in the tech industry like OpenAI CEO Sam Altman and Bill Gates. Soon after the announcement, some AI critics began questioning the guest list and the framing of the show in general. Oh, there is a trailer for this. Now I gotta go fix my audio. So I'm gonna force the podcast to listen to it. Because I'm a maniacal son of a bitch. Here we go. All right, let's move that. Let's bring the music down. And let's feast our eyes on this Oprah AI commercial.
It may fascinate you or scare you, or if you're like me, it may do both. So let's take a breath and find out more about it. I've gathered some of our country's leading experts to answer all of our questions. You have invented something that's going to help us invent everything else.
Yeah.
It's happening faster than you guys thought.
Absolutely.
How are we even supposed to know what is real and what isn't? AI and the Future of Us, an Oprah Winfrey special, Thursday, September 12th on ABC and stream next day on Hulu.
Oh, we can watch it on Hulu. Hooray. The way the experts who are not experts are presented as such. What a train wreck, replied artist Carla Ortiz, who was a plaintiff in a lawsuit against several AI companies. There's still plenty of time to get actual experts and have a better discussion on this because yikes. Yikes indeed. Bringing in the CEO of the biggest AI company in the world, bringing in a YouTuber who, and again, like just looking at, like not looking at his content, I've watched his content for years. If it wasn't spec sheets that were written down somewhere, a lot of his explainer videos leave out a lot of context that I feel like experts could answer, and he finally got around to getting some experts on a podcast, but his YouTube videos leave you wanting more, like a better explanation of things. Especially when talking about the Fediverse, you keep talking about threads because, again, let's go with the capitalist corporations as opposed to the open source products that exist that also use the Fediverse. Bill Gates, known Jeffrey Epstein plane writer, eugenicist, the most important op of our lifetime, the director of the FBI. Yeah. Thoughts?
Oh, not really.
Do you think this will help more people understand AI? Let me ask a question. Do you think this will help more people understand AI, or do you think this is just a giant sales pitch and says, hey, people of the world, do not worry, the rich people have it? Because also, let me not forget, Marquez Brownlee also owns like a couple of Teslas. I would say a couple of Teslas, one being a car, one of the cars, and a fucking Cybertruck.
Yeah.
So my whole thing about this in general, right?
Mm-hmm.
If we're going to ask the question, hey, what do you think about this? And do you think this is a good idea? This is marketing, because I know that they're not coming to it to talk about nuance or ethics. They're absolutely not. Well, the thing is, it's going to be pushed here as we're going to teach someone how to use it because it can do really cool things.
Yeah, I love one of the things she said was like, oh, you've invented a thing that will help us invent things.
And you see what I mean? Like already the answer is no.
And that part is like, okay, but where does that come from? Where does that come from?
And when you invent the thing that will replace a person, what happens to that person?
Yeah.
How versed are they in Google infrastructures?
Mm-hmm. Like I say, this is not like people who used to work oil drills like sidewaying into wind farms and like solar fields. It's like, it's more like what happened, it's like there's going to be eradication of jobs, and what happens to those jobs, and what happens to the people who work those jobs, and what is the quality of their life going to be when those jobs are utterly phased out by AI. And
mean,
again,
like,
if you see like AI
lot-
as like a tool, which that makes sense, but
right, like that.
they're not really seeing AI as a tool. They're seeing AI as the next greatest thing technology.
Well,
But it's like, what
I-
did that replace?
I will make the argument that they do that. Capitalists see AI as a tool, but they also see us as tools too. They do not see us as people.
Right, and it's just a better
They're
replacement of
right.
those tools.
They're replacing a tool with a better tool that is cheaper, if not just ultimately free.
And then
And not
what
thinking
happens
about
when
the
that
human
makes
cost.
mistakes?
Right.
And then what happens when that makes mistakes?
Well,
Well, I mean, here's the thing.
But then they can
They
look at it
are
and say, "Hey, AI is not perfect." Look, folks.
But what if it makes mistakes?
AI is not perfect, folks.
But it's not perfect. But what happens? But what happens if those mistakes? Oh, it's not perfect. But then it's like,
Well,
it's
I mean,
actually causing irreparable harm.
So, I mean, here's the answer to that. If that was a serious question, and I'm not sure that it was, if the answer is the serious question, probably the same thing that happened when we went, hey, I know that y'all think meme currencies and stuff are cute, but it's ruining power grids, it's destroying natural resources, it's deforesting a pretty large population of a section of a planet and ecosystem that isn't necessarily replaceable. And people went, well, you know, something about making omelets, something about breaking eggs. I don't know what to tell you about that or what you expect us to do. That is what's going to happen right there.
Something, move fast and break things.
I mean, you could sit there and take that thing about crypto and like word for word. Copy.
No, I mean, I'm just like that was like that's what I'm saying, right?
If
the question is, well, what are they going to say when that happens? That's exactly when something breaks, that's what they're going to say.
Yeah.
Because that's what they said at the beginning. And when I say at the beginning, when they were just like, we're going to do such and such and so and so. And I'm just like, what about these humans over here? And they're just like, listen, things are going to go wrong. It's expected. It's in an acceptable level of risk or what have you for this. But the acceptable level of risk was like acres of forest disappearing, several people being physically displaced from their homes, the power grids going straight to hell. Like, there will be places without running water and they're just like, whoops. Well, you know something, we hear you. We're listening and we're learning.
The AI is learning. The AI is learning, and hopefully in 5 years we will solve the Flint, Michigan water crisis. And the Jackson, Mississippi one.
You know what I'm waiting for? I'm waiting for part 2 of this thing to happen. Do y'all remember like a couple of years ago when we first started reporting about AI, and one of the things that they said was that they got the AI to start working on things, and the AI started trying to work to be more efficient, and eventually started doing and like writing code and spitting out things that humans could not read.
Yeah, the computer started talking to each other. They invented a language and they were talking to each other.
In addition to the fact that most of the things that they were over here putting before they even got to that point were incredibly sexist and racist because of what they were like learning from. Or the fact that media-wise, right? We are in 2024. We have been making movies about AI for like, let's say around the last 30 years. Every single one of them has been a horror film.
But see, nobody's concerned about it now because they're not actively shooting us.
Pretty sure somebody's been shot by one of those puppies.
No, I don't think they put guns on them. Somebody may have been injured because that shit fucking malfunctioned, but I don't think nobody's put a gun on it yet. I feel like there might be laws against that part. Or at least nobody in public has done it. To say that Boston Dynamics hasn't done it, I can't say that. But the NYPD, I am sure, has not gone that far. UNC Chapel Hill has not gone that far. That's right. UNC Chapel Hill has a spot robot. For reasons in their library, in Davis Library, UNC Chapel Hill has a Boston Dynamics spot robot. Remember, this is also the university that after the Palestinian encampments diverted, which also happened to coincide with the reversal of affirmative action.
Surely
met
a
up,
coincidence.
yeah, met up and decided to divert all of their DEI funding into policing. It was a matter of fucking days. I watched students get beat up by police, watched the Supreme Court wreak havoc on America, and then watch that same university say, you know what? We're moving all the money out of DEI programs and we're going to give it to the fucking police. And now we have a spot robot in the library for reasons, TM.
Mm-hmm.
Well, so Dajin, that's what I was saying. Like, yeah, we don't know if it shot anyone, but yet I don't think the NYPD has put a gun on their spot robot. You'd have to get close to that dog, and that dog will probably walk away from you if you have something in your hand. And if I'm not mistaken, that thing's got like a 360 camera. I'm pretty sure that dog can crab walk.
Mm-hmm.
I'm sitting here
But yeah.
singing that one song I sent y'all on YouTube earlier. Not about the students, but like these people, one day they're going to, and you know what the worst part about this is? There are people that are just sitting here literally banking on the fact that they will somehow be protected from the consequences of all of this other stuff. And it's kind of like,
yeah, we see that some people are learning that lesson right now, and is why they're forcing us to try to vote for Kamala, excuse me. Or what is it, like the Black Republicans? And Fran?
The Black Republicans.
oh, do you mean the people who are also like, wait a minute, your wife has melanin? Hold on, get this man off the stage, boo that man.
Well,
and he's just like,
leopards,
how are y'all coming?
leopards
Why are you
eating
coming
faces.
for me?
Yes. Leopards eating faces.
I never thought the leopards
would eat my face. No.
Oh, I never thought the leopards would eat my face.
Yeah, that. So yeah. Another. Again, I normally save it for places I actually physically am and say that I don't want to be there. But I will say it now in a general sense. I hate it here. It took me a while, but I feel like I can comfortably say that now. I hate it here. Mm-hmm. And it's only going to get worse before it gets better because we're moving on to games. Until Dawn Remake Studio, Ballistic Moon lays off staff ahead of the game's release in October.
Boo.
But they weren't the only ones. Rocksteady hit with layoffs after Suicide Squad killed the Justice League underperforms. One staff member made redundant while on paternity leave.
Imagine you and your lovely person having a child, and then what happened? You get off and you're like, man, damn. Well, I can't even get into fatherhood good. I'm unemployed.
How you get fired on your day off?
How do you get fired and just becoming a father?
Yeah, that's the better question. I was trying to make a Friday reference, but no, that's actually the better question.
Indeed.
Of course, this is well, let's see. The Until Dawn firings were just like, hey, game's done.
Yeah.
There ain't no work for you
Yeah.
to do. Peace out.
Yeah. Yeah.
Which, that one, if it wasn't for the backdrop of layoffs in general, like record amounts of layoffs, wouldn't be as bad. I mean, because that's something to expect, right?
Yeah, because you'd be like, you would assume people would be like your freelance.
Yeah,
You know,
I mean, it's like
freelancer,
you
your
staff
extra
up
people.
to get a job done. Job's done. Like, I feel like
And
game
then
devs are
people
used to
move on.
that.
Right, to move
Not
on.
not to
right.
sit there and make light of it. It still sucks.
Yeah.
But that one, I feel like that happens more often than not, and people
Right.
understand that. Like, unless
It's-
you're
it's-
like critical staff, like if you were like the producer or something.
You know, yeah, your producers, you know, your in-house staff that
Yeah.
like, you know.
What gets me though is the Rocksteady one, because I accompanied it with a message of, how about we start making games based on what the fuck we want to make, as opposed to, yo, will this sell? And if it doesn't, all of your jobs are on the line. Like, why not just create shit to create shit? Why not just have the money already and then make the game, as opposed to borrowing large sums of money and you got to figure out some way to pay a bank bet. But, and I wish I fixed the button. Eventually I have to get that. I need to fix it now more than ever. But what is it, Kev?
Yeah.
Well, what is the button? Do you remember which one it was? Yep.
Capitalism. Hold on, I gotta do it proper. Capitalism. There
You better give us that strong F major key.
But in all seriousness, yeah, like it is sad, and like I watch a lot, like so for me, I do like to watch a lot of games. Like I watch the Next Landers, the game, the Giant Bomb, and all like that, IGNs, GameSpots, and whatnot. But what gets like the one that gets me is watching Game Nest Mornings with Jeff Grubb. And especially like him and with him and Mike Minotti, and especially like the podcast that they have, where they talk about like the financial aspects of of the industry. And it's like they're asking the questions of themselves. They're like, man, I don't know what we need to do here, man. Like, it's just, how do we fix this? How do we keep people's jobs? Why, like, people are sitting there losing and this, and it's like, dog, like, hold these CEOs accountable for one.
Yeah.
Know that they
Yeah.
borrowed a shit ton of money when it was fucking cheap, started doing dumb shit, and are now having to reap what they sowed in 2021. Like Takao says, spend less on marketing.
Yeah.
Also, I'm pretty sure Takao would say, hey, let's maybe not put out a game that we had an idea for 8 years ago. We'll get to that in a second.
Yep.
The fact that we're seeing so many layoffs.
Yeah.
However, so many CEOs, so many managers sticking around is mind-boggling.
Oh yeah.
If
It's like,
if you didn't know why. And it's so that way these shareholders can get the returns on their investments. That way they can make shit tons of money off of the backs of workers who cannot make a living now because of gambles that were made that that completely affected them, but they had no fucking say in.
no. Like your boss person made a bet about how this game was gonna go, that game was gonna go, or put, undue requirements on you, and then basically trying to hold you to standards, because it's like how James Stephanie Sterling says, corporations don't want you to, these companies don't want to make like some of the money, they want to make all of the money.
Yeah.
They want to make millions, if not billions of dollars. And if it doesn't do well in their eyes, then they're gonna cut you loose. And even if it's like we're telling them, hey, this game is coming out in a bloated genre, and it doesn't really like rock with us.
I'm sorry,
and it kind of feels underbaked.
Let's be more descriptive on that. We're not just bloated, like dead bloated carcass.
Right, dead bloated carcass. It's
not just bloated. No, that shit's fucking dead, gone, and it's rotting. That's the reason why it's bloated.
And yet, it's still being like, what if we make that? And it's like, no, we don't want that.
Well, I mean, the thing is too, like, they decided that before the genre died.
Before the genre, they were like, no, they really decided as the genre was dying. When we were buried, we're literally like,
this is 2016, so
the thing, the genre is in hospice.
I would say it was in its heyday. Like in 2016, like that's Overwatch.
Yeah.
Destiny 1 was still the thing. I don't think Destiny 2 had come out yet.
Right. But then as you round the corner and you see the graves of other failed projects.
Well, I guess at that point, like, I put the money in now. Fuck.
Mm-hmm. Right.
Let's see. We might as well just move it.
Yeah.
So PlayStation.blog put out an important update on Concord. That important update? Concord has been removed from sale and will be turned off tomorrow, September 6th.
Yes.
However, while many qualities of the experience resonated with players, we also recognize that other aspects of the game and our initial launch didn't land the way we'd intended. Therefore, at this time, we have decided to take the game offline beginning September 6, 2024, and explore options, including those that will better reach our players.
Yes.
Of course, one of the suggestions was, I don't know, make it free to play. Like Overwatch. Deadlock will probably be free to play.
Paladins.
Damn, Paladins was the game I was thinking about. Yeah. Destiny 2. First Descendant, Once Human.
Fall Guys.
But of course there have been some statements saying that gamers are wishing, there's some gamers who are wishing that they won't take it offline, saying that they were like busy that week.
Oh well.
Yeah, I'm upset I missed the open beta. It was available while I was in Kansas City.
I played it.
I saw it on the computers we were setting up, and I was like, I could just download it right now and kind of play it on some off time. But yeah, I never got around to it.
I played it.
How'd you feel about it?
I felt like that it was there was definitely themes and pieces that was underbaked. It like
so
a lot of the themes.
What game
really didn't
is
feel
this?
like it. Oh, it's like it's a 5v5. It's like 5v5
here. So it's Overwatch.
It's Overwatch, yeah. So it's Overwatch, it's Paladins, yeah. It's in that like, again, bloated, rotting shell of a genre that has had many failures as opposed to successes. and it has that like wonderful like it definitely does feel like Guardians of the Galaxy with like the different alien
that's the kind of
component.
vibe I got off of it. But it's like, or like just like looking at the art, the characters, what have you. Like I have not seen a lick of gameplay. Also, that just could be me.
Plus,
because you know what I do with my YouTube videos.
Right.
But yeah, I've not seen any footage of this. I had no idea what the fuck this game was about.
Funny enough, it is. Like, and I can tell you, I played like about an hour, about 30 minutes to an hour. I can tell you, it is by far one of the best optimized games I've ever seen in my life.
What, Concord?
Like, yes, damn. Concord was buttery smooth.
Oh,
like,
man.
I mean,
now I'm really upset I missed it.
I mean, textures.
Because that's what
like
I want. I want to play that. I would like to play the technical shit.
It was so like, you know, like combat was like quick and snappy. I didn't really too much care for like the TTK. There was this weird thing where like, you know how like in Overwatch where you like pick a character and then you go in and then the next thing you're playing that character. Well, when I was playing on the beta, I would pick a character, I'd wait, I'd have to physically wait to go in, and then I would go in. Like, it would basically like, sometimes you get you like a little bit of a moment, then you click a character and then you go in. It was like more like, it would go in, it would go to the menu, fade, then go back into the menu, I'd select the character, and then I'd be back in. It was really chunky and cumbersome, and I just didn't like, you know, playing multiple times. Plus, trying to figure out the mechanics of shooting was like a little bit weird to me.
I'm sorry, if it's a hero shooter and it is very difficult to shoot a gun. Yeah, you've already lost me.
Right. It's like it's like learning the different abilities of said character. But the cool thing though about it is everybody has this like really nice like dodge mechanic per character. So it's like fights would be like very like snappy, very loose, where you'd be like, whoa, and then you like go back to shooting, and then it would have then the dodge would have a cooldown, and then the cooldown, and then you dodge again, and it was really like fights felt like really like, you know, cinematic.
Let me introduce you to a game called Call of Duty Black Ops 6.
Right. So, and that's also, and I think that's also another reason why I didn't do too well, because Call of Duty is like next month. And who's going to have time to like invest in another core game, spend $40 in a game when they could play like 60, 70 or play it on
it's like, when Overwatch, Paladins, fucking X Defiant.
Yeah. Oh yeah, X Defiant. I forgot about X Defiant.
Like there are 3 shooters right there that you get you playing. Like Call of Duty's open beta weekend was this past weekend. Mm-hmm. Which I forgot that Game Pass got access to that. So of course I sat down and played it.
Yeah, I didn't get on it either.
No, I played it. No, I played it.
Okay. I just didn't get around to it. But not to mention Fortnite, Apex, and Fortnite and Apex and Warzone. Because, you know, like, you know, games with, you know, better other shooting games with better mechanics. Counter-Strike, yeah.
Team Fortress 2.
Oh, Team Fortress 2 got a better. Team Fortress 2 had a better,
Deadlock,
awesome close up. Yeah, Deadlocked, which to be fair, I do like the fact that I think Gaben pretty much said, let's just reveal this game. So
right, because like too many people are talking about it and
talking about it while us telling them not to talk about it. So we just might as well just like open up and let people talk about it. And then people are like, "No, okay, cool. I'm glad we can talk about it. I love this game."
Yeah, I was probably the first one. Was like, "Yeah, I'm not feeling it."
I didn't have time. I didn't physically have. I think I might have like spectated a match, and then I realized, you know what, that 22 gigs could go to something else.
Yeah,
and
I played like one match. I was like, "Yeah, this is not it." Like I recognized what it was. I was like, "Oh. This is Paragon. I'm good. I'm okay."
Oh yeah, another thing, predecessor.
I
Predecessor.
purposely did not say that one
Oh yeah, predecessor.
because that
And
one's
then,
too
like,
new. I don't think people are playing it like that. But I mean, they may be.
but it maybe
Or a
but-
MOBA, just Dota.
or Dota, or
Dota.
League. Dota or League or Gigantic, because Gigantic was free on Epic, so I know that game got a big bump on the Epic side, like. But
Or Tom
that's
Clancy's
what
The
I'm saying.
Division 2 that I took out. Just
Yeah,
not
there's just a lot of like shooty games that are just out there, and for it to come into a space that is not, without not a clear understanding of what this game's theme is, what its story is, what it's trying to say. I mean, Overwatch has a story, but Blizzard took many years to craft that story.
Does it have a story? I was promised a story mode.
Yeah, it doesn't have a story mode, but it does have lore, and it does have
It's got lore, it ain't got no story.
It just don't got a story
I ain't
mode.
get my story mode.
Yeah. Yeah, it's one of the revivals, yeah. But it's just so many free games out there,
or
to
just
allow people
games, period.
or games TM that are just out there that people could just not spend their money on.
People are still playing Battlefield.
That's another.
Not 1942.
I was
2042.
funny enough.
Well, actually, no, Sid, you might be right though. There are definitely people out there still playing Battlefield 1942.
Yeah, they're doing it on private servers and
LAN parties.
And LAN parties, but they're still playing it. They're still playing it more than
Concord.
Yeah. But that's what I'm saying. Like, I was thinking about it the other day. How many people are still playing? As bad as it is, still playing 2042, still playing Battlefield 5, Battlefield 1, World War 2, World War 1.
Damn,
Like.
No,
Yeah.
Battlefield 5.
Yeah.
Was it
So
1 or
I'm
5?
like,
I can't remember. Doesn't matter.
yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like, people are still playing older games. Some people are still playing Modern Warfare 3.
I mean, that's the late. I mean, are you talking about the original MW3 or the reboot?
No, the reboot.
Okay, I mean, well, so yeah, that's the one that's still going. Like, as a matter of fact, I got some stuff to do after the podcast tomorrow, or tomorrow, because it's due by the end of the week. Yeah, getting some rules and stuff straight for the MW3 tournament for CEA.
But yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like, people have their games of choice, and they're playing their games. And for you to come in with confidence of you're coming in to charge full price for and by full price I mean like $40. They're paying $40 for games that are free $99, or that people have already invested.
Like, if it was like a looter shooter, Valorant. How the fuck we forget Valorant?
How do we forget Valorant?
Outside of the fact that I am never installing it on my PC because of the kernel shit.
My cousin streams Valorant. Shout out Wavy. Shout out Wavy BC. That's my cousin, y'all. But
Valorant. Valorant's eating your lunch right now. Like,
Valorant's eating your lunch. How are you able to compete? With
Valorant launched on your console, within the last year. How was that not like oh shit, bro?
Yeah, and you think people are gonna stop playing Valorant long enough to spend $40 when they've invested probably tens of dollars into Valorant on skins and battle passes or whatever else?
I love the discussion of tens of dollars.
Right, more than definitely significantly more than 40. To play a game that they don't really know about, that didn't have a long time. You know what I would have done when I seen those those poor Steam beta numbers, and I know them probably poor PS5 numbers. I would have said, "Hey guys, let's delay it till the end of the year and refocus some things."
You probably couldn't at that point.
No, I would but hey, guess what they're doing now?
Because remember, beta. What I'm saying is to delay it to the end of the year. No, they were going to need more time to retool that.
But see, here's the thing. Here's the thing, though. After that beta, weeks later, that was the release.
But that's what I'm saying, and that's what I was going to say. Like, I feel like when they released that beta, that game was done. Right. Because remember, nowadays, especially for AAA titles, when they are offering a beta,
right,
it is like feature complete.
Yeah.
They like the beta is there to test the net code, to see if there's anything that needs to be polished. And I can tell you right now, Black Ops 6, they can use some optimization. But there's definitely some bugs in that I saw.
Right. Right. I'm saying,
Concord.
I'm saying that to say this, because if I would have looked up at a beta, right, and a beta is at max 2K on an open beta, and all I see is 2K on an open beta, I would have been like, the demand is not there.
Yeah.
For it to then open up and all you get is maybe 25,000 copies.
Yeah, like you said, like if they saw those numbers, they should not have released it. I wouldn't
have released it. I would have delayed it to the end of the year.
Well, that's what I'm saying. Like, I don't think delaying it to the end of the year. I don't think delaying it to the end of the year would have solved that problem. I'm talking about like multi-years. Like at least like they need to pull a Halo Infinite and delay that shit for a year. Pull a Cyberpunk and just keep kicking the can down the street.
But see, that's what I would have said. Me saying end of the year would have been like, okay, maybe that might have been enough.
Or end of the year, open beta, it'd just be like early access.
Right.
Get in on the ground floor. We're going to be building it with you guys. That I will give you that. But fully released product at the end of the year, nah, that ain't happening.
Right, because I would have at least put it out there and I would put it out there open beta. I would have said open beta, and then like extend it, and then have like beta periods where we can like, okay, we get your feedback, because people were telling them it's not ready.
That's what I'm saying. Like I think instead of just calling it a beta, they just call it early access.
Call it
or do the Gmail thing and just like, look, everything, or like the Google thing is like everything is beta until it's not.
Right.
Gmail was in beta for like 20 years.
Right. And then, I would have been like,
I want to go back to a couple of comments that were said a couple of like probably an hour ago at this point.
Yeah.
First said it. This is from Takal, excuse me. First said it isn't even that good. It got popular because it filled the void that Division 2 left when they canned Heartland. To which Ruin mentioned later or after that. Main issue is the characters weren't Rule 34 worthy. Yeah, I like, as I say, like those go hand in hand, because First Descendants characters are Rule 34 worthy.
Yes.
Like, I'm gonna keep it a man in the buck with you. Look, when they showed off Bunny,
yeah,
like months ago, I was like,
yes,
yeah,
those characters.
Next song, can y'all let me know when this game releases? You know what I'm saying? Look, nothing Susio, but maybe Susio. I'm just saying, just let me know when I can see more of Bunny.
Full Susio, a little bit,
full ass Susio.
Yeah,
let me know when I can see more of Bunny.
Yeah,
but then when they give you the skins that show you more of Bunny, I'm like, okay, yeah, this is not what I asked for. I just wanted to see her in her actual regular suit. I want things left to the imagination. That's why I'm hoping that Stellar Blade will eventually make it to PC.
Yeah, but they're just gonna be. That particular one was like, oh, it's not Susio enough for me, and it's like Conquer doesn't have to.
Also, I do not want to sound like that dude who was giving Black Girl Gamers a lot of shit. Like, Kev, I sent you a video of that dude with Monster Hunter Wilds.
Oh yeah, I watched that, and I was like, haha, he picked the right community. He picked the exact right.
Yeah, I don't want to sound like that dude talking about, the characters aren't fuckable. But I mean, come on. That's why some people did flock over to First Offended. Because when I played that game, like there were so many fucking bunny players in that game.
Yeah.
Like we all know what you came in for. You did not come here to play this damn game. You came in to watch what sounds to be like a very young 20-something-year-old girl run around in a very, very skimpy suit.
Mm-hmm.
This is why you didn't see many diva players like that in Overwatch, because like most of the time diva's in a mech.
Mm-hmm.
And you were not about to sit there and lose a game just to see diva come out that mech. So yeah, Concord, I don't know, will be gone tomorrow.
Yes.
I guess we will hear back from them later as to what happens. Do you think, all right, because of all of this shit, do you think that Concord will be back?
I think Concord is effectively done in the minds and hearts of gaming and of gamers.
So they find no way to make it work.
Oh, I think they're going to try. I think they're going to try and like salvage it with a free to play model. However, I don't think it's done from Sony. I think it's done from us.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
Because,
do you think the devs, do you think Sony will put it back out?
I would like if Sony did, because at least try it again. But hey, we can't. If a game is not, especially with the corporations, if a game is not making money, then it don't make sense. So there's a good chance. It's a good chance that it might be effectively dead, and we may not see it again, except for spicy, red pill takes on YouTube, because there has been so many of those where I can be like, I can't agree with you because a lot of this is transphobic, and I don't even want to try to even.
This is why my YouTube subscriptions are in RSS feeds, and I scrape them to a Plex server.
Right.
So I don't see it. Like most of my subscriptions on YouTube are political content.
Yeah.
Like very leftist leaning content. So it's like, like there's no game suggestions out there.
Yeah. Sometimes
until I looked at Fallout shit.
I've been, and I've been pretty good about YouTube being like, whenever I find something I don't recommend it and it doesn't come back. But there are some that do pop up, and I find some of them to be more of the whole haha I told you, go woke, go broke, anti DEI, wokeism, leftist mob, blah 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 blah. And it's more or less like because there are black women and trans people in that game. And plus, that's what's the sad part, because it was like, oh look, this is wonderful trans character named Baz that is great and has a wonderful moveset, but is like one of the first official trans character in a game, and that game is now shuttered, and that's disappointing.
Wait, isn't there one in Cyberpunk? I could have sworn there was a trans character in Cyberpunk. Also,
well, I mean,
isn't there one
of this genre, of this particular?
Isn't there? Okay, 5v5. That might, because I don't think there's any in Overwatch.
No,
I don't think so.
Like Overwatch just got one black woman.
That is true.
And Paladins has 4.
I mean, it took the sequel to get the black character.
Right, and it took the sequel to get the black character, and that's when we're saying, like, when I say Paladins is it, because Paladins has 4 black women in it.
No, y'all get the robot.
Mm-hmm.
So let's see. Diogen says here, I like the Concord character design. I don't get why people hated on it. It didn't look like generic anime shooter or generic military bro shooter.
No.
They also say that no, they don't see the game coming back.
Yeah, that and that's kind of my worry is kind of like there could just be a chance that it just doesn't come back, and I'm worried about that because I would for them to give it a good old college try again, but just as we said before, if it doesn't make money, it doesn't make sense. So that might be them shutting it down to determine what they're gonna do in the future, but there's a good chance it may or may not come back, and that sucks for the people of Firewalk. That sucks for the people of Firewalks, because that's like former Bungie devs. That's a combination of former Bungie devs and Blizzard devs making that. And
your Ruin says that the studio hasn't released anything else, so yeah, this is going to be rough. Dajin also says, people keep saying Conquer was an Overwatch reskin for $40 when they already did that for Overwatch 2, the actual Overwatch reskin.
Right. Overwatch 2 is the Overwatch reskin. I don't know when people and then people are saying Paladins is like Overwatch, but Paladins has like a card system that you can augment characters with decks.
Look, I'm making OS comparisons. Paladins was Android to Overwatch is iOS. I'm sorry.
But you know what? That's fine.
Yeah, only I, as an iOS fanboy, would think that that's an insult.
And Paladins has more black women in it. Hell, more black people, period.
Paladins is Overwatch if it was more interesting mechanics.
Yes, I agree with that.
I
really agree with that. Mm-hmm.
So from a game that did not sell well to games that are doing very well on the Steam Deck.
Mm-hmm.
Most popular games on the Steam Deck for August 2024. We could do a lot of these lists. I actually like covering stuff like this sometimes because it's good to celebrate some wins and actually talk about games and not just shitty things that are happening. It's why I was really excited to talk about fucking crap walking today.
Yes.
Black Myth Wukong is leading the list for August. Was having a conversation with Ionized earlier this week about when I had shared the article, and they were wondering how many of these people actually are playing these games on the Steam Deck, because Black Myth Wukong, you have to turn that shit all the way down just about and play it at 30 FPS.
Mm-hmm.
And for Elden Ring or Baldur's Gate 3, well, Elden Ring, no. But Baldur's Gate 3, which is, I'm playing that mainly on my Steam Deck. I don't need high frame rates. I don't need it to look the best because it's turn-based for the most part.
Right.
Black Myth Wukong and Elden Ring require twitch movements. And if your game is not at 60 FPS, what are we doing?
Yeah.
So are these people real? Is it just these games are the highest selling, but also being verified or at least playable on the Steam Deck? Who is actually playing these games? What are the Steam Deck numbers? But actually, I think this list does give us that, right?
I wouldn't be surprised, and keeping it in the buck with you, I would not be surprised if people
actually Black Myth Wukong is not verified.
Yeah, I wouldn't be surprised. Oh no, it's definitely not. I wouldn't be surprised. I wouldn't be surprised if that number went so high of people putting it on their Steam Decks and playing it a few minutes, and then that also triggered the top play.
Yeah. So I think
because it has that
high
concurrent. It has that high level of concurrent players to the point where people are trying to play it on the Steam Deck
and then realizing, this shit is no go, and then go right back to the PC.
And then go back to the PC.
Or maybe trying to stream it from the Steam Deck, which I don't think hopefully they're not counting that as a number, streaming it from your PC to the Steam Deck. Mm-hmm. But yeah, I can see that people are trying to play this on a Steam Deck and are no.
Right. Because of the high rate of players, it's
But ooh. Elden Ring, however.
Yeah.
So I guess maybe in September, when they release the September numbers, we'll see where Black Myth ended up.
Right.
But yeah, with Elden Ring being up here, since its release last year.
Yes.
Apparently not that many people are having the issues and are playing this at 30 FPS. Well, I don't know if it's 30 or 60 on the Steam Deck, but
Yeah. And that probably stayed in. Oh,
yeah, because like that game has had issues just running on fucking consoles and PCs.
right. And I think where it probably lands in the second spot is dually solely on Shadows of the Erdtree, the DLC.
Well, no, I mean Baldur's Gate 3, that's also been out for over a year now.
Yeah, that's also on the juggernaut of the fact that these updates.
Yeah, they said update 7 came out today, but I went and updated my games on Steam and I did not see it. Mm-hmm. I mean, also, I don't think I'm in a place where that would really matter. I've not looked at the changelog for it. Mm-hmm. Steam Deck dock, would it work? I don't think it would change. It's not like a Nintendo Switch where they get a boost. It will allow you to play the games at 1080p. But it's not like there's anything, there's not a dock that will give you like a performance boost like the Nintendo Switch does.
Yes.
So like it's now having to push out more pixels and it may affect performance. And I think that might have been what happened when I tried to play my Steam Deck on my Oculus Quest 2. It tried to send that shit at 1080p and my Steam Deck was like, whoa, it's a lot of pixels. There's a lot of pixels, calm down. I mean, shit, like what Cyberpunk was like still at number. Well, it was 2. Cyberpunk was 2, and that shit came out 4 years ago, almost 4 years ago.
Yep.
Oh no, it went up 2. Never mind. I'm sorry. It wasn't at 2. It went up 2. Sorry, I read that wrong.
Let's go feel some Astaria on Hotter Than Teals.
So yeah, I guess we'll see where Black Myth Wukong ends up. Wow, Sifu hanging on there. Deadlock. People are playing Deadlock on the Steam Deck,
which is nice.
But it's nice to see a good mix of games.
I do like the fact that Deep Rock the Galactic Survivor is higher on the list than Deep Rock Galactic is.
Because everybody likes Vampire Survivors, I'm just saying.
Oh yeah.
Disco Sekiro is still on here.
Disco Elysium got a big bump because of that $3 sale. That $3 sale it had.
It dropped like 14 places. Also, yes, like look, there are games for sale on Steam. You should buy them. Or maybe not, I don't know. No Man's Sky dropped 13 places, but they just added the DLC that came out recently, so that might pop back up. Skyrim, Fallout 4. Oh, I guess more people. I guess the Fallout fever is running out. I mean, I just watched the Fallout series last week, and I'm like, damn. Oh wait, we talked about it last week. We talked about last week.
Yeah, we talked about it. Yeah.
Or was that off? That might have been off stream too. But yeah. Somewhat curious in Fallout, but again, they're all on Game Pass, so. But yeah. Also, yeah, Baldur's Gate 3. I saw that was mentioned in Discord or in our chat early today.
Yes.
It's on sale, $48. I'm not mad at it though. It is the Guardians of the Galaxy problem of I bought a game at full price and then went on sale immediately afterwards. Or in Guardians of the Galaxy's case, it got added to Game Pass the day I finished it.
Yeah.
Also FSR 3 was released for Horizon Forbidden West the day I finished it. Grand Theft Auto 5, a rare sale, 63% off. Actually, I did not know that was retailing at $40 now. Oh wait, yeah, I think they did some shit back in the day. But yeah. yeah, we'll come back, I guess, next month. See where everything is. What's happening this week? There is an event that is happening this week. I do not see it in this article. Is it IWC? MWC. I think it's MWC, Mobile World Congress. Is it mentioned here? It doesn't look like it. Yeah. Engadget, why don't you tell us where these things are being shown off at? Anywho, also the Verge, you're guilty of this too, but you know, it's whatever. Yeah, fuck the Verge.
Yeah.
But yeah, I think this was unveiled at MWC. Please, somebody in chat, keep me honest, let me know. Acer has released or has announced their first gaming handheld, the Nitro Blaze, to join the Claw, the Go, the ROG Ally, and the Steam Deck.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, and the Nintendo Switch, I guess. But yeah, so Acer has announced a new handheld. This one, it will be using the Intel. Well, no, I'm sorry. This is actually using AMD chips, if I'm not mistaken.
Oh.
Well, I mean, like everybody else, like there's only one company that's using Intel.
And yeah, then that's
MSI, and I got something
Claw.
about that in a second.
Mm-hmm.
I don't have an article for it, but I do remember they were talking about it when they were talking about these new CPUs. Yeah, so the Acer is using the Ryzen 7 8840HS chip. Let's see, this Radeon 780M integrated GPU is coming with it. I believe the CPU is one of the AI CPUs. So there is that. It is not listed here, but I think this is one. Oh, never mind. It is definitely right here. AMD Ryzen AI supports up to 39 AI, I guess, teraops. There's no price or release date yet. But let's see. We are looking at 7-inch 1080p variable refresh rate IPS display, 144 hertz, 16 gigabytes of 7500. I know that's transfers, but I can't remember what the big M. I think it's mega transfers. That can't be right though. That seems like not a lot. 16 gigabytes of RAM, a 50 watt hour battery, faster memory, and a bigger battery than the ROG Ally. And this is the original, not the X model. Comes with up to 2 terabytes of storage. But let's see, the Ally X has 24 gigabytes of memory and an 80 watt battery. Nitro has no touch pads. 2 USB 4 ports, one of them on the bottom. So that's good. Wow. That's what I was thinking about that for another handheld that got announced earlier, and I can't remember why I was wanting something like that, like having the charger at the bottom. Yeah, so 2 micro one for storage and one for power, I think is what it was. So let's see here. Trying to see if there is any other storage things we need to look out for. I don't see it. They're just saying up to a 2 terabyte M2 NVMe PCIe Gen 4x4. Okay, it does have micro SD. So 2 USB Type 4s, USB 4s Type C at 40 gigabits per second, micro SD card SD 4.0. Oh, and also seems like it comes with Game Pass. And it has a headphone jack for those who still want to plug headphones into devices. I mean, I'd be lying if I didn't still do that myself. Acer also announced revealed their Acer Project DualPlay. That is a gaming laptop that comes with its own controller. Project DualPlay features a full-size gamepad that inserts below the key bed where the trackpad rests. You pop the controller out to play games and slide it back in when you want to do more conventional laptop type stuff. It's honestly not a bad idea as it solves the problem of having to pack a third-party controller when traveling with a gaming laptop. The detachable controller even splits into two joysticks for on-the-go multiplayer, sort of like the Joy-Cons from a Nintendo Switch. Here's hoping these particular joysticks don't suffer from drift, or just say, hey, hopefully this controller will come with Hall effect sticks. But I guess nobody really knows what that is. Maybe they're right. I don't know. Who am I? This is why I don't have a job in a gadget, and this writer does. We also have some questions as to, okay, yeah. That is actually, no, that's a good question. Where do those joysticks go when you close the laptop? I don't know, I feel like the well might be deep enough to where like the screen just barely is above the nubbins. The sticks, I guess. Also about the MSI Claw, we were talking about the AMD AI chips. I believe it has been announced that the MSI Claw will be updated with the Intel AI chips as well. So we'll have two gaming handhelds that will have AI built into them, if that's your thing. Hey, Sen, I got some tea. I heard that you like tea. The developers of Inatria, the last song, has told us to ask Xbox why they haven't answered them in 2 months.
Do go on.
Oh shit! I was not expecting the fit. So earlier this week, the developers of Inatria, the last song, an Italian Souls-like that's set to release later this month, have announced that the Xbox version of the game has been delayed indefinitely. Why? Well, according to studio Giamma Games, a lack of communication from the Xbox side is the cause of the holdup. Quote, unfortunately, at this time, we have to announce an indefinite delay of the Xbox version. We understand how disappointing this news is to the Xbox community. Unfortunately, despite our best efforts and the hard work of our dedicated team, we've encountered challenges that have delayed our release on the Xbox platform. We want to emphasize that this is not a decision we've made lightly.
And then someone's just like, well, what happened? They were just like, I don't know, go ask your friend over there.
Quote, we really want to release the game on Xbox ASAP, but with lack of communication on their side, it is a hard task indeed. The game works fine on Series S and X, but we cannot go through the submission process, and Xbox can take even 2 months to reply to us. So it seems like the game's done, but they're like, they ain't pushing it through cert, dog. And even on Discord, it's because we live in console war hell. The studio also had to deny that some kind of exclusivity deal with Sony had played into proceedings, stating, quote, we're not paid by Sony and we're not making a deal with PlayStation. We tried to get the game out on Xbox with other platforms as well, and we spent many resources to do so. Also adding, you can ask Xbox why they haven't answered us for 2 months. Obviously, they don't care about Inatria and they don't care about you.
Phil left them on red.
This apparently lit a fire under Microsoft.
As it should.
Because let's see, Weihee. I'm not sure what Weihee is. I thought that was in the studio, but it wasn't. Inacho the last song. Oh, okay. I guess Weihee is the other game that that the devs made. Weihee and Inacho the last song devs confirmed they're now working closely with Microsoft to bring the Souls-like to Xbox ASAP. Now the studio has tweeted that things are back on track. We would like to officially thank Phil Spencer and his team for reaching out to us so quickly and helping to resolve our situation. We would also like to thank our amazing community for all the support. Okay, are they putting... Jeez. This definitely was not AI. I think somebody was just typing fast. All the support, I guess, shown in recent days. Your voice has been heard loud and clear, and your commitment has been heartwarming. We are now working closely with Microsoft, and we hope this collaboration will lead to the game's release for Xbox as soon as possible. Okay, yeah, that's it. That's all of that. Xbox fans were spreading the rumor that Black Myth Wukong had memory leaks, and that's why it wasn't on Xbox, but it turned out it was just Sony exclusive. Oh, yeah, we covered that too. That's been put in the Discord, but look, Daijin, I know you're not in the Discord, and I haven't done a tech talk today in forever. So yeah. Squeaky wheel does get the grease in this one.
Mm-hmm.
Or oil. I don't know if you put grease on a wheel. I know you put oil on it. So I'm glad that's kind of had a better ending. And more Xbox news. Game Pass for September titles have been announced. Star Trucker is available right now for cloud, console, and PC. Age of Mythology Retold is available now for cloud, PC, and Xbox Series X and S. 5th of September, on the 5th, September 5th, today, Expedition. Oh, yep. Excuse me. Oh, there it is, right there. Xbox. Oh no, it had an update. Excuse me, real quick. I got something I got to do real quick. Oh wait, maybe I should not do this now because then there is my storage. What? I just updated you. I'll just save this for later. Expeditions, a Mud Runner game, is available now on cloud, console, and PC. September 11th, Riders Republic for cloud, console, and PC. Good luck with that. That is a Ubisoft title, and it probably will require to use Uplay, and I don't know. Uplay is very finicky with the Xbox app. On September 17th, Train Sim World 5 for cloud, console, and PC will be available. And on September 15th, Ashes of the Singularity Escalation is leaving. FIFA 23 is leaving. Probably making way for FC 24 if it's not already on there. Payday 3 is leaving. Slime Rancher 2, Spider Heck, and You Suck at Parking. All leaving on the 15th. Of course, if you would like to continue playing them after they leave, those games or Game Pass subscribers get a 20% discount. So you get a little more cheap. Or just cheaper than they normally are. Kev, which Game Pass game are you excited for?
Let me see.
Because I'm mad you told me about Star Trucker.
Yep.
But you ain't telling me about Expeditions. But then again,
oh yeah,
I think you were just telling me about the launch of Star Trucker.
I was letting you know, hey, might wanna.
Yeah, and like now that I see this picture, it's like, yeah, this is definitely that game I played. And I was like, yeah, I do not want to do this in 3D space.
Mm-hmm. And then I think
I
another one
might
was
try it again, but yeah, it's just my brain was not ready for it then.
Yeah, give it a shot. And then also, yeah, Expedition is out. So
that's the one when I saw that was and I was like, that's it.
Yeah.
That's the
but definitely the thing like Game Pass wise I'm looking forward to is Frostpunk 2.
But that's not on the list of games that are out right now, coming out in this first half.
Well, maybe I'll just say Expeditions. But really, it's Frostpunk too.
When is Frostpunk coming out?
I think that's on 26th.
I get emails about it from terminals, and it's like, I don't want to play this adult. There is another game that's coming. And Kev, you wrote all about it. Balatro.
Yes.
It's coming to mobile.
Yes. It's good. It is coming. It is coming. As I so eloquently put it, it is coming to both the Apple App Store and the Google Play Store, but not the Epic Apple's.
That's the one that caught my. I'm glad you acknowledged that, because that caught my eye immediately.
Because it was like, yeah, no, because.
Well, I mean, if it's available on Apple App Store, does it need to exist there?
No, but I specifically said, because somebody's gonna be, what about the Epic App Store? And I'm like,
I don't think.
Let me be clear.
Outside of Diogene, I don't think we have anybody who's watching us from Europe like that.
Right. That's why I'm like, you know what? Let me go ahead and shut it down, just in case the one dingleberry is deciding to say, ain't nobody got time for that.
Now, I think we've talked about this a little bit before we started. We may want to be specific as to where the game is going to be releasing on at least the Apple App Store.
Mm-hmm. It's in I think also really Apple Arcade.
Yes.
But I did reflect that though.
Yes. Well, you said it will also be on Apple Arcade.
Right.
But the thing I told you was that if it's on Apple Arcade, it will not be available in the App Store.
I know, but the trailer.
Oh, really?
Says App Store, Apple Arcade, and Google Play Store. So I'm going off of what there's.
Okay, yeah, all right.
Yeah.
I didn't know that the trailer had said that. That's on me.
Right.
That's on me.
Mm-hmm. But like I said, the trailer is weird. The trailer is weird.
Yeah.
Very weird.
Yeah, I can see that. This is some fucking Devolver shit.
Mm-hmm. I would assume this was Devolver published this if Local Thunk did not have a publisher. I like Jimbo Stonks.
Yeah, I mean, it does say pre-order on the App Store.
So that's what I'm saying. Find it on the thing, pre-order on the App Store, pre-register on Google Play.
I mean, you know
that
what?
Is
like,
what it says.
Well, now that it says pre-order, like, there's like a easy way to find out, right?
Yeah.
Like
I checked it. It didn't say, but then I also seen it. But then it was also letting me know, hey, I'm gonna be on Apple Arcade. So I was like, oh, okay.
All right, so I just typed in Balatro. Hopefully I spelled it right. Oh shit, Peglin's on iOS?
That's what also caught me. I was like, what? Okay.
So I don't see Balatro listed in here. Also, did I spell? I might have just spelled it wrong. There's also that.
No, like I said, I didn't see it. I didn't see it.
No, I got it right.
Yeah, I saw it in the Apple Arcade because it's also on Apple Arcade.
So yeah,
right?
I think that what I'm saying is true. Where
right,
even though they say it's in the App Store,
wrote it.
Yeah,
right. And I wrote it on the back of the fact that the trailer told me it was.
And that makes sense. So it's like, so it seems like it's like, so the thing we're trying to suss out here is the fact that when games appear on the Apple Arcade, they don't show up. Those same games do not show up in the App Store proper. You have to subscribe to Apple Arcade in order to see it. I don't know if that's the same thing for Google Play.
The way you want to do is you want to go to local funk and talk to them.
No. I'm not. No, I'm just explaining the conversation we're having to everybody else.
And I hear and I understand and I acknowledge that.
No, I'm explaining to the audience just in case because they weren't there for our original conversation.
Right.
I was saying like, hey, on the App Store when they introduce Apple Arcade, the games in Apple Arcade do not appear in the App Store. This is not saying that what Kevin wrote was wrong, because yes, the trailer does insinuate that, but it's looking like that's the case. Like when Apple puts things in the arcade, they do not put it in the App Store for just purchase without a subscription.
Okay.
And again, also reiterating that I do not know if Game Pass or Play Pass does the same thing. But yeah, that's all I was saying. Like I wasn't arguing with you or anything. I was just making sure people understood why we were having that conversation.
Okay.
Moving on from all of that though, I've got a deal for you. Huh?
Awesome game, by the way.
Yes, I cannot wait to try it and then say I hate it and then move on with my life. We also had a conversation about that too. Apparently, I make very problematic decisions. I've acknowledged that about myself. I argue with trolls on the internet and play games that I know I may not like, but because it's free, I will play it anyway.
You're that person who's just kind of like, now I don't even like strawberry flavored candy, but they had it on sale in the little coupon book they had at the front of the store. So, I had to go and get the little circular and buy at least 3 pounds of it because it was,
That is my wife. It's like,
buy 1 pound, get another half pound off. So, I had to buy 2 pounds to get the free third one. It's kind of like, but you now have candy. You are not 3 pounds of candy you're not going to eat because you don't like strawberries.
You bought
keep
more
the
candy
Halloween
than you ever needed to save money that you didn't need to spend.
See, that's why it's free, and I don't feel bad. It's the Game Pass issue, right? It's the Game Pass situation. All these games are effectively free. I am paying the subscription for it. Why not play a game that I know I'm not going to like, but it's there? I could play that. What game came out? Again, I could play Space Truckers. I said I did not like it, but I said I will try it again. Anywho, something that you can buy without a subscription, more storage. And I love storage. As a member of the
Unofficial Storage Squad.
No, what is it? What would we call it, Kev? Solidarity for Storage Devices movement.
Yeah.
I love storage and want to tell people when more storage is available because I myself cannot afford it, even when it's on sale.
I like big drives and I cannot lie. That is major right there.
Yep. I say back that thing up so that I can have a copy. I'll take my applause now.
You a big old game. Won't you back that?
Damn it, Kev beat me. Kev beat me. Damn it. MSI is selling the MSI Spatium 2 terabyte M2 SSD, which is PS5 compatible for $99.99. As you can see here on IGN, MSI has the only 2 terabyte SSD for or PS5 capable SSD for under $100. This was supposed to be something I was talked about 2 days ago. So I did go back. I checked to see if it is still $100. It is still $100 on MSI's website. They also have like 1 terabyte that was under 50. So if that tickles your fancy, you're looking for some storage to put in your PS5 or your PC, because remember, this also works on PC. There you go. This does not work in your Steam Deck. It is too big. It's too big for a Steam Deck. And that's it. It's a little bit late. We had some big conversations about Concord, Condé Nast.
Oh wow. Okay, we did that. Okay.
Concordia.
Oh, speaking of Concordia, you wrote about that, right? They announced where I don't know, was that a part of the direct where they announced where that Mario Luigi game, Brotherhood,
Yes.
said it was going to be in
Brothership.
Concordia
Yep.
on the
Brothership.
same day that Concord is no more.
Yep. It's the best thing with Concord that's out now. That's coming out soon.
Because the best thing with Concord is that Concord jet that I hate does not exist anymore. That thing looks so fucking cool, man. Some of them have. Okay, speaking of more vehicles that have cool things that really just why, but the Concord has like a nose that moves. I forget what it was used for, but it could be like straight with the plane, or it can like kind of bend down a little bit. I don't know what it was for, but I thought it was cool. Look, not only do I like storage, I like things that move very, very fast, like cars and jets and planes and stuff.
So when are you launching your stunt driving career?
I guess as soon as I get on a PC and start streaming video games again. Like it seems like that I do that like every 2 months now. Like I think I pointed out when I was saying, hey, I haven't played a game on stream in like X months. It's like, oh yeah, I should probably do more of that. I was doing good until I wasn't. But we'll get back to what I've got going on this week a little bit later because I like to sit there and talk to my co-host first. Kev, what you got going on this week?
Well, hopefully I'll be this week. This coming week, I'm hopefully having some trees taken down, and by trees I mean all of my trees. Hopefully that's going to be happening because my treatment, so knock on fake wood that he can come down and knock down the actual wood down. So that's what I'm hoping to have done. Also, I believe that it is. What did he call it? Like indie plays week or something. As I am a cozy person, I will probably be linking up with the homie Blue Satire and maybe doing like indies awareness week. So possibly maybe either if not doing that, but definitely giving it the love and affection it needs, and then hopefully also be doing a lovely collab with the homie Bina next week for some space lines, and yeah, that would be kind of cool.
Let me know if you need a pilot.
We good chance we will need a pilot. So
okay, that's all I do. I fly the ship. That's it.
We may call upon you for your piloting expertise.
All right, yeah, just let me know. Make sure
okay.
my schedule is.
It's probably Tuesday 6:30. That's good.
That's good. That should be good.
Okay.
Depending. Well, yeah. Just to remind me because I'm still waiting on when I guess a class or a meeting may happen. So.
Okay. I will keep you invested.
Appreciate it.
Indeed. That's pretty much about it.
Sid!
Hi!
What do you have? Nobody's talking to you, Siri. Sid, now that the interruption is done, what do you have got going on?
I'm amused that Siri thought you were talking to her and it was me. However,
it was me, Sid.
The whole time. I am going to take myself a little trip to ease on down the road and go and see family this weekend. And I think that's going to take up like the majority of the weekend is just doing that. And Yeah, because normally there would be streams and things, but none of that stuff is happening this weekend. So I am going to enjoy a lot of like time on the road and listening to stuff, and thinking about stuff to write now that I kind of have an idea of what I want to post to social media platforms. Although according to what we had today, I should probably think about posting it elsewhere other than Mastodon. So
No, don't be afraid. Don't do that. It's not Twitter. It's not Twitter, at least.
Well, I mean, it's not like I'm afraid to post on Mastodon. I was just like, you know what? Let's be serious about this fuck Twitter thing for a second. What does that look like? And I finally had that idea. And then it's kind of like Mastodon being like, okay, but what if we were just like a scaled down version of like similar issues too? And I'm just like, can we just not do that?
It's social media, man. Like, I don't know. Not what. But look, this is not me, again, not me advocating for Mastodon in any capacity, but yeah, I don't know. Look, don't listen to me on social media. I'm just a whole ass problematic person anyway.
Well, I mean, I'm listening to you say this as a person who is on Threads. So like,
look, again, that's where all my activism posts are. Like
I'm just
Free
like,
Palestine, trans lives matter. Like I'm seeing that on Threads.
Like I'm just sitting here and I'm thinking, is Threads maybe the place that I should be for? Given what I wanted to post on Mastodon, is Threads maybe a better place for that? So that'll be
again
things that I'm thinking about.
For me, it's a consumption. Threads is mainly like a consumption platform as opposed to where my active thoughts go. I will always post first on Mastodon, see how it plays on Mastodon, and then I'll post elsewhere.
I'll keep that in mind. But we're also going to see what we can do about this ladder in the next like couple of weeks, maybe.
Stay tuned for the saga of the ladder.
Well, I mean, at some point, I would like to give my friend their ladder back. They don't need it, but I'm sure they would like to have it back at some point. So I would like to do that.
You know, whatever happened to that thing?
What?
No, like your friend, like, man, whatever happened to it?
They were here like a couple of days ago and they were just like, oh yeah, there's a ladder in the corner. You still need that? Okay, cool. And they just left it here. They left a whole coat here too. And I'm just like, hey, you left your coat here. And they're just like, that's fine. I'll be back over there next week anyway. I'm not worried about it.
It's to keep the ladder warm. It's getting chilly outside. Also, can we talk about how it went from like 90 degrees to 70?
Yeah.
Like just skip the whole ass 80? We just not doing the 80s?
I feel like
no pop collars and blow. Like, what are we doing?
I feel like that is what's happening here, and I'm very concerned about it. Like,
but
like
also
the whole
go back up to 90. Like again, just jumping all over 80. Like it's nothing.
Also, in fun things, I've been to Target now on 2 different occasions just for shaving razors. I needed shaving razors, so I went to Target and bought a whole pack of shaving razors, opened them, set them on the counter. I was just like, okay, cool. Went to go shave today. And noticed that the handle that I have wasn't matched to the razors that I have. So I had to go and buy a razor to match the blades that I bought. Because it was either go and buy more blades and now I have 4 blades I can't return, or buy the handle that goes with the blades that I just bought.
So makes sense to do the latter.
So that's a whole thing.
So I've noticed that the music had stopped, right? And I'm looking at Pretzel. The last song that played, in which, I mean, you can see it in the chat, and I realized that it's in the chat. The last song that played before, I guess, Pretzel broke is a song called Supremacy. And I don't know how I feel about that. I use an electric razor. Takao says you're explaining exactly why I went back to double-sided blades for shaving. Yeah, I use an electric razor and I very rarely use it. I like to get I like to get shaven when I get a haircut, but there are sometimes I was like, all right, look, I can't afford the haircut, but I do have this electric razor here.
Yeah, so, I use a trimmer for mine. But I wouldn't mind having like a bronze shaver for my neck, because I get those like weird neck hairs and it's just like, eesh.
You know what? Now that I'm really thinking about it, yeah, I think my electric razor is probably just a trimmer. It is probably not like an actual electric razor like those Norelco joints.
Mm-hmm.
It is more like a baby pair of hair clippers.
Mm-hmm.
Let's see. For me, of course, I have fallen in love with Baldur's Gate, so always the Baldur's Gate. More Baldur's Gate. I've removed it from my Mac because I realized that I don't like sitting at my table downstairs to have to play, because I don't like playing with the laptop in my lap or sitting downstairs to play it. So I removed it from my Mac. It's like, look, if I'm going to play this game, I'm going to play it on my Steam Deck, and it's probably going to be up here unless, you know, I need to stay downstairs for an extended amount of time, and I'll bring the Steam Deck downstairs. But, yeah, more Baldur's Gate. I am slowly learning the things that I need to do with playing CRPGs, which is saving all the time.
Mm-hmm.
Because this game does not have great auto saving. And I looked for a mod to see, like, now, I know that one of the big things with update 7 is mod tools. But I was hoping somebody had created something outside of these mod tools that increased the frequency of saving the game.
Mm-hmm.
Because I was really fucking tired of that shit. I would beat a boss and then go like for 15, 20 minutes and then die. And then realize I have to fight the original boss again. I'm like, fuck this shit.
Mm-hmm.
I hate this. I hate all of this. But because I figured out how to beat that boss, I was really excited to try to see if my theory would work again. And it did. So I was like, hooray. Let's see what else is going on. I have to write a speech for this weekend. Have a meeting some comrades. We're having a big meeting with all the comrades from all over the state. So doing some learning, some listening. I have to write a speech so we can try to practice speech writing and, I guess, delivery. And I think that's it. Caden's back in school. I mean, we've talked about his bed already. Talked about him being back in school. Also, I don't want to pretend to understand what Black women go through, or people with, you know, names that are hard to pronounce for the melanin deficient.
That's all of them.
Yeah. Add Caden to that list.
Kaiden?
Keegan? Kagan?
There's not even a G in that word. What?
No.
That's what I'm saying. Like,
this is not like it's like Brayleg. I mean, hello?
I'm telling you, my name is Kevin. Y'all understand that.
Mm-hmm.
5 letters, 3 consonants, 2 vowels.
Hello there, Kevon.
Calvin.
Now, are they saying this after they've seen you?
Yes.
Okay.
They see me, I get Calvin. I get Kelvin. I get Kevon. No, I do like Kevon. Kevon's actually pretty cool.
That's when you step into that machine on Family Matters.
I am Kevon Andral. Andral. And I'm like, oh yeah, this is for the cool in you. Laura dancing in the worst shoes that I've ever seen in my life. But anyway, I digress.
I had to spell it. She opened my door and everything.
Mm-hmm.
And like my son, so my son, again, been through this, he officially diagnosed with autism, self-diagnosed here. There was a moment where we both were like, oh my God, we are telling you his name. Listen. To where he snapped. Like, he didn't like have a meltdown or anything, but he just snapped. It was like, Kaden, like just in her face.
Mm-hmm. As he should.
Keiden. Kaiden. Oh, D.
You know something? Like, even if it had been said Kaiden, I would have been like, you know what? I'm gonna let that one slide. It's pronounced this way, but I can see how you got there.
That might have been thrown in, but it was the G ones. It was the G ones that were pissing me the fuck off. I told my wife about it, and she was like, why didn't you just drop off? Because there was an open door and a child still sitting there.
Right.
Like, I was effectively stuck in this conversation. Mm-hmm. And I told her, I said, you know what? Like, there are times when, and like, we've had this conversation about like with the whole laptop situation. It's like, oh no, they know my son. But it's another thing, like, I mean, like all the teachers that we have met and like teachers he doesn't have, they know his name. I told him, I said, I've met the only 2 teachers in this entire fucking school that do not know who the fuck he is. And it is the most frustrating thing I've had to deal with today. And she was like, well, how was that? I said, well, they're the pre-K teachers. They have never seen him. They did not know he existed. And apparently, because we were late getting to school, the teacher who would normally help him get into the school or whatever, you know, or just like open the door for him, they had already went inside. So the only 2 teachers that were out there were the pre-K teachers, and they were like, yeah, we don't have him. I was like, yeah, I know you don't. Look at this kid. He's 3 times the size of any of your kids. I'm afraid he would eat one. This is all that to say that, yeah, I outside of the speech writing thing and maybe playing some more definitely playing more Baldur's Gate. I don't know what the fuck I'm doing this week. There's nothing on my list. Actively applying for more jobs again, just to only get disappointed. So yeah, there's that. So please keep me thoughts and prayers. You see any Linux system administrator roles, let me know. I'm tired of applying to the same MetLife role for the 18th month. And it's the exact same one. Anywho. That sounds really sad and depressing when there's no music being played, and it sucks. Y'all, this is what y'all hear me every night. This is how y'all hear me every night. How can y'all stand this? No betting track to just sound out my voice. This is the worst. But yeah, thank you everybody for tuning in to another episode of Tech Talk Thursdays. Or status where I'm playing game because we've been this long in the show. Thank you again, everybody. We'll see you all next week. Of course, you all could have been anywhere in the world watching any stream in the world. You could have been reading the tech and gaming news yourself.
But you said no.
You threw a middle finger to the law and you gripped something. No, you know what? Fuck it. I'm going to say it. You threw a middle finger to the law with a grip on your balls. I don't know why, but thank you.
Because, because we're melanated in 90s hip hop was a time. And for that, we say thank you.
That was early aughts, but yes, thank you. Look, I know the Black Album. One of the few rap albums I know anything about. But yes, thank you everybody for tuning in. Really do appreciate it. Of course, all I've got left to say to you is that nobody's going to save us but ourselves. I love you. And peace. How?
Wakanda forever. Yeah, Bombay.